Hi everyone and welcome back to our today's new tutorial topic. So today explain for here is a Python programming journey. Okay. So today properly explore the variable data types and the operators in Python for data science. Okay. So now just working with variable and understanding the data type and utilize the operator in Python. Okay. So first of all, here I'll cover the example topic for variable and data types. In Python for variable, I use store data. You don't need to declare the type of variable explicitly. Python infers. It's automatically based on the value assigned. So now let's in this example. So first of all here I'm assigning for the values to variables. So I'm just opening properly the PyCharm community version and now I'm use and properly create the Python coding. Okay. So first of all I'm define the variable of age and set it for the age is 25. Next time create here is a first time type integer point variable data types and now just create the height for the floating point. Okay, so height and inserted for the 5.9. And next thing we use for the string type is a name and inserted for the name it's Alice. And next thing we use for the boolean type variable is just type the variable name is student. Okay, so just type the student and just insert this expression for this is condition is true. Is a completely defined assigning values to variable. Now I'm printing the data types. Okay. So first of all, here I'm type it's a print, and in this insert first it's a type it's a type, and this insert I'm declare for the age variable. And next time again just open this print function, then again uses this type of method, and this insert I'm defined for the variable is height. And again I use this printf, print, and in this inside I just use the type method, and now I'm defined for the string type variable. And again use this print, and then also type this one, and in this inside I'm defined for the boolean type this variable. So you can see here and properly assign the different value to variable like age, height, name, and is a student. And you can see here in this the type of function is reveals the age is an integer, height is a floating, and name is a string type, and is a student is a boolean. Okay, so here is a completely grid. Now just I'm properly select all and save this code. Okay, and now you can see here and press for in this run icon. Okay, so just press run, and as you can see here is a properly show the output. So first is the print the class is integer, float, string, and the boolean. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding in this example. Is it done the variable and data type. And next topic I'm working with operators. Operators in Python are used to perform the operations on variable and values. And here I'm just including is in these operators is many more type like arithmetic, comparison, logical, relational operators. So in this tutorial I'm properly covered for the arithmetic operators and the comparison operators. Okay. So now let's see this example. So first of all I am remove in this output. Okay. So just I'm going for and first of all I'm create here is a arithmetic operations. This the variable of a is equal to 10 and b variable is equal to value for 3. So I'm not use for this semicolon. So properly. And just I'm define for is a 4 type operation for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations. Okay. So first time the sum underscore result this variable and then create these equations for a plus b. Second one create here is the difference. So use the div underscore it's a result, and this variable and create the a and subtractions for b. And third thing here I'm use the product. So use for the prod means product underscore use here the properly the result is equal to a and multiplications operator for b. Okay, and now I'm creating. And now just go in the next line, and your type is a division. So use for the next line, I'm just type is a div underscore. Use here is a properly the result is equal to divide for a and divide for b. Okay, so you can see I'm removing for in this semicolon. And next time apply for here is a comparison operation. So just type for the is underscore it's a equal this variable, and insert it for the expression for a and is equal to this b variable is equality. And next time type for the is underscore is a greater and is equal to just have this parenthesis inside and define for a and greater than for b variable. Okay, it's completely done, and now just print the result. Okay, so you can say first of all I am just type it's a print, and this inside I'm first of all type the variable name. So if the name the variable is sum, I'm now calling for in this variable, so just I take the sum result. And next line I'm code, and we can use this print, and this inside I'm type it's the difference. So let's properly use this difference, and just I'm going this next line, sorry, and I'm calling for is a diff result. It's a print for the subtractions output. Next line I'm again use this print, print, and this inside I'm type is a just type is a product. Product means the multiplications. Okay, and just I'm type is a properly is code result. And next line of code I'm making uses in this print, and then type is double quotations, and just I'm type for here it's a division. So I'm properly type this division, and now just calling for in this div result. Okay, so you can see here is a properly create the arithmetic operations, and now just I am properly saving this code, and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here is a sum value 13, difference 7, multiplications 30, and the division for 3.3 plus. Okay, here is a completely done is the arithmetic operations. And next line here I'm show the output is comparison operators. So just time type for is again this print, and in this inside I'm type for is the output message for is equal. Okay, so is equal, and now just I'm calling for this variable for is equal. And this next line of code you can use this print, and then type for its properly is greater. Okay, so is greater, and I'm calling for this function, so just I'm type for is greater. Okay, so you can see in this example I'm completely performed the arithmetic operations like addition, subtractions, multiplications, and the divisions on the variable for a and b. And also here I'm used with the comparison operators to check if the values are equal or if one is greater than the other. Okay, so it's complete, and now just I again save this code, and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here is a properly print the output for is equal means false because it's not equal for a and the b variable value. And next to the print the is greater than is a true. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding in this output. So you can see here I'm properly performed in these variables, data types, and operations. So that's a quick overview is perfectly done. And here I'm properly working with variable data types and operators in Python for data science. Okay, so I hope you're properly understanding this topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to our today's Python for data science tutorial topic. So today I'm properly cover the basic of conditionals and the loops essential tools for controlling the flow of your Python program. So now let's get started. So you can see first of all I am simple introduction to conditionals. So conditionals in Python allow you to execute code blocks based on certain conditions. The most common conditional statements are if, else if, and the else statement. So now here I'm used for the properly if and the else statement. Okay. So now let's see this example. And first of all, here I'm defined is else if statement. So first I'm type the variable name is the temperature. Okay. We use the temperature and is equal to 30. And next time use the properly the if statement, and this inside I'm just define the temperature is greater than 25. And next line here I'm used for is a simple this print function. And in this inside I'm type for the message just output message for. So it's properly typed it's a hot day. Okay. Is it done? And now I properly use for is a else statement. So just type for in this else and then type it's print, and this inside I'm type for another message just like for use for here it's a full day. Okay. So you can see here I'm properly create, and here I use the else if statement to check if the temperature is greater than is 25. And if the condition is true and prints for it's a hot day. Otherwise its print here is a cool day. Okay. So now just I am properly save this code and just I am let me run this code now. So as you can see here, properly see the output for it's a hot day. Okay. That means it's properly using this temperature is for is a 30 and the output will be properly print is a hot day. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding for if else statement. Okay. So I'm now just going for the next topic. The next topic I'm properly using here is a loops for repetition. So loops are used to execute a block of code repeatedly. Python support two main type of loops, for loops and the while loop. So now let's start with a first I'm explain here is a for loop. So just I'm remove in this code example. So now I'm used for the variable name it's a numbers and is equal to. So now inserted for the some number of 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. And just go in the next line and properly use a for loop. So first in type it's a num. In properly use this numbers. Okay. And now just in print for is a simple this num. Okay. So you can see here is simple example is created done in here. And create a list of number and the for loop iterate over is 11 in the list and print. Okay. So now just I am save this code and let me run this code now. So as you can see here is a properly see the output for 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That means the output will be the numbers is 1 through 5 each on a new line. Okay. So here is a completely done is the for loop. And I'm just going to the next topic here. I'm create the while loop for condition based iterations. Okay. So in this while loop is continue to execute as long as specified condition is true. So now let's see how it works. So first of all, I'm removing this output. And here I'm create the conditions. So first I'm type the variable name is a count and is equal to 1. And next topic here create is a while loop and then type for is a variable is count and is less than equal to 8. Okay. I'm just going to the next line and here I use is a print function and type the message for it's a count is. Okay. And now just define for in this count, and now I'm use for properly this count. Okay. So in this count is plus equal 1. That means in this while loop just start with a variable is a count set to 1 and the loop will keep running as this is long as the count is less than or equal to 8. Is iterations is count is increment by 1. Okay. You can see here done, and now just I am properly set this code and just I am let me run this code now. So as you can see here is a properly see the output for sprint the count iteration is 1 to 8. Okay. So you can see here the properly show the output, and once here the count exists for the 5, the loop is stopped. Okay. So that's it. Which is completely done with today's tutorial. And here that's a brief overview of conditional and the loops work in Python. And these control follow tools are fundamental in programming, help you make a decision and repeat action in your code. Okay. So here is the be sure to experiment with this concept in your own project. Okay. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome to this new tutorial topic. So today I'm properly creating here the Python for data science working, and I'm properly exploring here the functions and the modulus in Python for data science. And in this tutorial I'm properly explore for the function, help you organize code, and how modulus allow you to reuse code across its different projects. Okay. So first of all, I'm simply explained for the introduction to function. So function in Python are blocks of reusable code that perform specific tasks. They help you avoid the repetition and make your code more organized. So now let's start with a simple example. And first of all, here the example is defining and using a function. Okay. So in this line, first I'm define a simple function, just type as date, and then function name is a grade. Okay. And this inside I'm just inserted the attributes for its same name. And I'll just go in the next line, and here I'm use is a return statement and type of f string. So and then type is the message called hello, and inserted for its say this name variable. Okay. So you can see here is almost done. And just I'm using the function. So first of all, I'm typing function name is a message. Okay. And it's equal to type for it's a grade. And the double quotations inside and inserted for the name is a Nimra. Okay. And just go in the next line and use for it's a print, and this inside and type is properly this message. Okay. So you can see in this example, I'm properly defined here is a function grade that takes a parameter for in this name and returns a greeting message when while the grade is the Nimra, the functions return for hello Nimra and print this message. Okay. So now just I'm saving this code and just I am letting it run this code now. So as you can see here, you will properly see the output for hello Nimra. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding is defining and using a function this example. Okay. So I'll just go in the next topic, and here I'm creating the functions with multiple parameters. Okay. So functions can also take multiple parameters, making them even more versatile. So now let's look at a function that calculates the sum of two numbers. Okay. So now let's create. So first of all, here I'm defining a function with two parameters. So just I'm remove this one, and first of all, I'm another the function is date, and then type for it's the add underscore is a numbers. And in this insert of the variable of a and the variable of b. And now in useful here is a return statement for a and additional operator for b variable. And next I'm using the function. So first I'm type the variable name is result, and is defining is calling the add numbers and set it for the value is 10, and second the b variable value is 20. And now I use the print function, and in this inside I'm show here the sum value result. So I'm calling for in this result this variable. You can see here is properly defined a function for add numbers that takes a two parameter for variable of a and b and return their sum, and calling for here in this add numbers for the value is 10 and 20, it's written for the 30. Okay. So you can see, and it's with the properly print a sum for the value is expected result for the 30. Okay. So now just uncheck. So first of all, I'm saving this code and just press for in this run. So as you can see here is properly see the output, the sum of 30. Okay, it's a completely working in this example. So the completely defined for is a function. And next topic here I'm just explain is a modulus. So modulus in Python allow you to organize your code into separate files, making it easier to manage and reuse. Python is a standard library, comes with many built-in modulus, and you can also create your own project. So now let's see how to import and use a module. So first of all here, I am just simply removing this output, and first I'm importing a built-in module. So just type is import and the module name is a math. And just I'm using a function from the math module. So the variable name is the area and is equal to first type it's a math dot uses pi value, and the multiplication sign uses math dot, it's a POW, and inserted the value is 5 and 2. And next line here I'm using the print, and in this insert I'm type the message just like here it's the area of circle. Okay, you can see here I'm properly create the area of circle and define this area. Okay, so you can see here I'm properly import here the built-in the math module and was provide a mathematical function. And here I'm properly using the math.py to get the value of pi, and math dot in this power, this means is in the value is 5 and 2 to calculate the separate of 5. And this gives us the area of a circle with a radius of 5. And it's properly print for the area of circle value. So now just I'm saving this code and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here, it properly see the output for the area of circle is 78.53. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding in this simple example with output. Okay. So that's it for properly done to the tutorial topic, and here I'm properly create the function and modulars, and it's an essential tools in Python, especially in data science. The function helps you write the clean, usable code, while modulus allow you to organize and share that code across the different products. Okay, so I hope you people are understanding this tutorial. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic for Python for data science series. So today I'm properly explore for understanding array and matrix in Python. Okay, so now let's properly working for how to work with array and a matrix using the powerful NumPy library. So first of all, here introduction to array. So array are the foundation of numerical computing in Python. Unlike Python list, array in NumPy as more efficient for handling large data set. And I'm start by creating a simple NumPy array. So you can see first of all an import is a NumPy. So first time type the import for NumPy. So I'm just type it say NumPy as NP. Okay, and just I'm creating a simple array. So first I'm typing this array and was equal to type for NP dot define for in this simple array, and now just include this parenthesis and inserted for the sound array of 11. So is it done? And just for the next line I'm used for here the print function, and in this insert I'm properly type in this array and create this flow, and just I'm calling for in this simple array. Okay, so you can see I'm just it's just writing in this code and just import for in this NumPy package. So first of all, I'm going this setting inside and also just going in this project, and then this install for this package now. So just this plus icon, and here I'm just properly type it's a NumPy. Okay, so you can see I'm type for it's a NumPy. So it's a NumPy this package, in this package select, and then just click for in this install in this package. Okay, So I'm just wait for it's properly installed and now just I'm properly working and show the output in the console. Okay. So I'm just wait for it's a few seconds. Okay. Okay, so properly installed for this package and now just I am saving this code and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here, it properly see the output for array of element is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so now just I'm remove in this example output. So you can see here I'm properly using in this NumPy library and create here is a one-dimensional array using for the properly np in dot array and output is properly show the array of element the 5. Okay, this is a basic example and its array can be much more complex are used to handle large amount of the data efficiently. Okay, so the done for in this simple example. And just I'm going for the next topic and next topic here I'm properly create is a matrix. So first I'm explain for introduction to matrix. So matrices are two-dimensional array often used to represent data tables or perform linear algebra operations and create here is a 2 into 3 matrix using for the NumPy. Okay. So first time again import is NumPy. Sorry. Just type it say NumPy as np. Okay. And just I am creating a 2 into 3 matrix. So first time type the variable name is a matrix and is equal to type for np dot it's properly the array and in this inside I'm use for this square brackets inside it type is a 2 into 3 matrix. So first time type is 1, 2, 3. Okay. And secondly, here I'm type is the another square brackets inside it type is a 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and just is a use this one. Okay, and then again create here is another starting and closing this one this square brackets. And now just in look for is a print function. So just in type for the message you can see and type it's a matrix and now I'm properly use this new line of code and then calling for in this matrix this variable. Okay, so you can see here I'm properly create a 2 into 3 matrix using the np dot array for in this array of element and now just properly saving this code and see the output in the console. Okay, so I'm press for in this running. So as you can see here is properly show the output for the matrix for 1, 2, 3 and the 4, 5, 6. That means in this matrix array key structure in data science allowing for efficient storage and the manipulation of data in row and the columns. Okay. So you can see here is it properly using. And now here I'm create it's a array is addition is multiply uses. So you can see I'm just remove this one and create the operation on array. So just I'm remove in this code. Okay, so properly just remove this one and first of all here I'm type it's a multiple array. So array 1 and is equal to type for np dot in this array. So this inside inserted for the array of element is 1, 2, 3. Okay, and next line here I'm used for another array of 2 and is equal to again type for np dot array. This inserted the value is 4, 5 and 6. Okay, and now when use for the variable then just type the sum underscore it's the array and just include the array is calling the array of 1 and the multi additional operator for array of 2. And now just I'm using this print function and this inside and type for the matrix for sum of arrays and just I'm type for is properly the sum in this array. You can see here I'm properly using in this example and you can try is a matrix for the multiplication. So now just I'm use this simply this one and just I'm save this code and properly let me run this code now. So as you can see here, see the output for the sum of array is 5, 7 and 9. Okay, I hope you proper understanding in this tutorial's output. So now that's just properly done the today's tutorial, and I'm properly using this array, and I hope you proper understanding array and matrix is and when working in data science with NumPy. Pythons provide a powerful way to work with this structure, enabling efficient data storage and the manipulations. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Hi everyone, and welcome back to today's Python for data science tutorials topic. So today I'm properly explore its array operations. Okay, so arrays are a powerful tool for handling large data sets, and in this tutorial I'm properly explore and perform the essential operations on array using the NumPy library. So now let's get started. So first of all, here I'm explain the basic of array operations. Okay. So, array NumPy support a variety of operations from element-wise arithmetic to broadcasting. So now let's start with some basic operations such as addition and the subtractions. Okay. So first of all, here I'm import in this add NumPy. So import is NumPy as np. And now I'm creating the two arrays. So first I'm type the array 1 and is equal to. So first I'm calling this numpy dot add. And in this engine inserted for the value is 10, 20 and the 30. Okay. And just in the next line I'm type for the array of 2. This variable and type for np dot type is the array. And insert it for the another element for 1, 2 and 3. Okay. And now I'm performing the addition. So first I'm type the sum underscore in this array and is equal to. First of all, I'm calling this array 1 an additional operator and use this array 2. And just doing the next line, and here I'm using this print function. And in this inside I'm type for the message for the sum of arrays. Okay. And just to define is sum for in this array. You can see it's done, and now just I am again performing the subtraction. So you can see I'm just copying this code and paste for in the next line. So just I'll change this one, and first of all create the sum array, and now I'll type this a difference array. And just change in this symbol in this sign for the subtractions. And this print function I'm again change, and here I'm inserted to the difference. Okay. The difference of array, and just I'm calling for in this diff array. So you can see here is a properly use and create the two array for array 1 and the array 2. Then perform the element wise addition and subtraction. And the output for here, the addition will be sum of array is 11, 22 and the 33, and for the subtractions will be difference for the 9, 18 and 27. Okay, so now let's see the output. So first of all I'm saving this code and press for in this running. So as you can see here, it will properly print the sum of array is 11, 22 and 33 and the difference for 9, 18, 27. This operation will perform element by element, making it easy to handle vectorized operations on large data set. Okay, so this is done. And next topic here in treat is the array, the multiplication and the division. So multiplication and division, these operations are also performed element wise, which is particularly useful in data processing. Okay. So now let's see this example. So we use the same example, just to simply change. So you can see here I'm type it's a product. Okay. So the product and change for in this symbol and use this use this multiplications. Okay. And now just I'm change this one and type for it's a product. And again change for here. And then type is type properly uses in this product array. Okay. And just for the next line, performing the division, so you can see they change the variable name. And user is a quadrant, this array, and change this sign and use this divide. And again change this one and then type it properly, the quadrant, and then change this one and type it's a quadrants array. So this means it's properly working is a multiply and the division. So multiply for array 1 and the array 2 element y, the resulting for the product of array, and is show the result for the output and the quadrant of array in input properly. And now just I'm saving this code again and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here, we will properly say the output for the product of array result for 10, 40 and 90, and the quadrant of array is 10, 14 and 10. That means these operations are essential when manipulating data arrays such as scaling, feature, or normalizing data. Okay, so the done is properly. And next topic here, I'm also creating the broadcasting in array operations. NumPy also supports broadcasting, which allow you to perform the operations between array of different shapes. So now let's see this example. So you can see here, first of all, I am removing this code and properly current type is a scalar. So this scalar variable we use here is a 5. And next time use for type it's a broadcast. So BROAD broadcast broadcast underscore array the variable name. And first of all here and type it's a array 1 and the additional operator and type is scalar. And now use the screen function, and in this inside I'm type for the message code. You can see type the array after broadcasting. So it's a broadcasting, and now I'm calling for in this broadcasting this variable. That means it's properly I'm add the scalar value for 5 to its element for array 1, and the result is array after broadcasting show the output. So now just I am properly saving this code again and just let me run this code. Okay, so we can see here the properly show the output for array after broadcasting the output for 15, 25 and the 35. That means in this broadcasting is automatically trees a scalar to match the shape of the array and making operations like this efficient and straightforward. Okay, so you can see here is properly done. So that's it for the today's tutorial is array operations, and this array operations improve the fundamental in data science, allowing you to manipulate and analyze large data set efficiently. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding this today's tutorial topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's Python for data science tutorial topic. So today I'm properly explore for how to work with this essential data structure using the Pandas library. Okay, and here I'm using the series and the data and use for the data frames. So first of all here I'm introduction to series. A series is a one-dimensional array like object in Pandas, similar to a column in a spreadsheet. It can hold any data type, including integer, string, and a float. So now let's create here is a simple series. So you can see first of all import here is a Pandas library package. So first I'm type the import and type it's a Pandas as pd. Okay. And now creating a simple series, you can see the variable name is a data and is equal to use for this square bracket inserted for the sum data is 30, 40. Okay, and just on the next line and type for it's a series. So Let's properly use this series and then type is pd dot declare in this series, and in this insert custom type is a data, and use for index is equal to type the square bracket. So inserted the variable for a, and secondly I'm defined for the variable for b, and thirdly use the variable of c, and again use for is the d. Okay, and just when the next line, and here I'm using is a print function, and in this insert type of message for it's a Pandas series, and create this new line, and just I am calling for in this series this variable. And you can see in this example I am properly create a series using for pd.series data for the index. And now just let's see the output. So first of all I'm saving this code, and just let me run this code now. So I'm just right here, as you can see here, you can properly see the output for the Pandas series for A, B, C, D, and the value 10, B value 20, C value 30, and for D value 40. That means it's properly assigned the custom label to its element in series. So series are incredibly useful for handling label data and performing operations such as filtering and aggregations. Okay, so the down for is a series. And next topic here I'm properly explain is a data frames. So data frames are the backbone of data manipulation in Pandas. A data frame is a two-dimensional table like a structure similar to a spreadsheet or SQL table. And now here I'll create a data frame from a dictionary. Okay. So now let's create. So you can see, first of all I am remove in this code. Okay. And then type again the variables data and is equal to type the square brackets. So first I'm use for the column name is a name, and now I create the row. So first I'm use this square bracket. So inserted person name is a Alice, and second name I'm use here is a Nimra, and third name here I'm use for is a Jenny. Okay. And next time here I'm create the age column. So just I'm properly typing this age, and now I'm using square bracket instead of first that Alice is 25, Nimra is 30, and the Jenny is 35. And next time create the another column name is a city. Okay, and now just create this row, and I'm just set for the city. The first time city, the Alice city name is the New York. Okay, and second name just set for the Nimra city for the Los Angeles. So Angeles, and third in use for it's a Janice city in the Chicago. Okay, this time is properly. And now I'm just going the next one, and here I'm typing it DF means the data frame, and is equal to type for the PD dot use type is the properly data frame, and in this insert I'm declare for the simple data. And now I'm use for is a print function, and in this insert I'm properly type is a Pandas data frame. So you can see I'm type the Pandas data frame and create this new line, and I'm calling for in this simple D. Okay. Let me to properly create a data frame using for pd.dataframe, and now let's see the output. So first of all I'm saving this code, and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here is a properly see the output for the data Pandas data frame. Here the name, age, and the city is a column, and the Alice, Nimra, and the Jenny is a row name. So you can see here this data frame contains 3 columns: name, age, and city, with the row representing individual record. And in this data frame are powerful tools for data manipulation and the analysis. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding in this tutorial topic. So that's it is properly covered the student's tutorial for series and the data frames. It's the key to mastering data manipulation in Python. With Pandas, you can efficiently handle and analyze large data set with easy. Okay, so keep practicing this concept to enhance your data science skill. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's Python data science tutorial topic. So today I'm properly explore the Pandas library, just data cleaning, and here is a just analysis. So in this topic and properly explore the essential technique for preparing data using in Pandas library for data cleaning is a role step before any analysis or modeling. And first of all here I'm create example for handling missing data. So missing data is a common issue in dataset. The Pandas is provide a powerful tool to handle missing values. So now let's see this example. So first of all, I'll cover the example for identifying and filing missing data. So you can see here I'm import for the another library package. So now use is the NumPy as NP. Okay, and now just go in the next line of code and it's a completely import this, and now just I'm going this next line of code. And now I'm creating here is a data frame with missing values. Okay, so you can see here inserted for the say is a some name, and now insert for the also for the another name use. So just I'm type for the name is a Charlie. Okay, so just type for the Charlie, and then going for in this age inserted, and first of all here I am just set for the age is 25, and now I'm use for is a np dot is a none. Okay, and now use for the another age is 35, and use for np dot is a none for the none. Okay, and now just going for in the city, so use the New York, Los Angeles, and just use for the another one. So you can see I'm type for it's a properly np dot it's a none, and it's done. So now just going for in this next line of code, and first of all here I'm type it's a df, and is equal to type is pd dot is type it's a data frame, and in this inside I'm type for the variable is a data, and just go in the next line, and here I'm use for is a print function, and first of all here I'm type it's a sorry is original data frame. So you can see here I'm to properly type the original data frame and create is a new line of code, and now I'm calling for in this simple this df. Okay, and just is completely done, and now just I'm properly saving this code, and let me see the output for the original data frame. Okay, so now wait, and you can see here it properly show the original data frame. Okay, so I hope you understand. And next topic here I'm sure is a filtering the missing values. Okay, so you can see I'm just going the next line of code, and first of all type is df underscore is a fill, and is equal to type for df dot is a type is properly is a fill now, and this inside create this parenthesis, and sorry is a curly bracket. So in this insert first of all define what the variable name is the age. Okay, and now just create this clone and type for is df, and use this just define for here is the age this value. Okay, and now just let me just use this dot is a type is a mean value, and this inside I'm just going for again type for the another column name is properly type the city. Okay, and create this thing, and now use for the city name it's the unknown. So it's done is properly used in this unknown. I'm now just using this again in the print function, and in this inside I'm type is the new line, and then type it's a data frame after filling. So is after filling for missing values. Okay, so you can see here is a create system, and now just I'm calling for this df underscore this field. Okay, so you can see here I'm properly create data frame with missing values and use the spinner to file missing this value, and into the age column with the mean age and the city column with unknown. And now just let's see the original data frame. So first of all I'm saving this code and just let me run this code now. So just wait, and as you can see here print the output for the data frame after filling missing value. So you can see here the missing value is free for the unknown for the city, and it's properly working this output. Okay, so you can see here is a completely done. And just I'm going for the next topic here I'm used for is a removing this duplicate. So another common data cleaning task in is a removing duplicate entities. Duplicate data can lead to best result, and so it's important to identify and remove them. Okay, so you can suggest I'm remove this one, and you can see I'm first of all here and query is a removing duplicate. So just I'm going this inserted here, and just check this name for Alice, Nimra, Jenny, and okay. So here I'm used for is just duplicate name used for just Alice. Okay, and just use for set for the name. Oh, sorry, is 25, then 30, and also here I'm used for the duplicate is uses for is it 25. Okay. And now just I'm making this uses. So in this, just this city name, I'm just copy here and paste for in this here this position. Okay, so you can see here the create the duplicate data, and just I'm going for and then type for this one. So you can see in this line of code I'm just remove here, and first of all type is df underscore is a number, underscore is a duplicate. Okay, duplicates, and is equal to type the df, then type it's a drop these duplicates, and just go in this next line, and here I'm type the data frame after this removing duplicates values. So after removing duplicates values, and just I'm calling for just remove this drop field, and here I'm type is df is no duplicates. Okay, so that means it's properly working with data frame with duplicate true, and by using here is a df underscore drop duplicates. Okay, so now just I'm select all and select this code, and just let me run this code now. Okay, so just wait, and as you can see here properly see the output for the data frame after removing the duplicate values. So you can see here is a proper, you can see the first one is Alice, and this Alice, and the age is 25, and the age is 25, and the city for the New York, and here is a duplicate is properly. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding this today's tutorial topic, and here I'm properly creating is data cleaning and preparations are in this step, and these are essential step in any data science project. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to our today's tutorial topic. So today I'm properly exploring here the handling missing data in Python for data science. So missing data is a common issue in real world data set, and it's essential to know how to handle it effectively. So now let's see this example and properly creating the missing data using this Pandas library. So first of all, I'm identify the missing data. So now we need to identify what it exists in our data set, and Pandas make it easy to locate missing values. Okay. So you can see here, I'm just type it's a just define the missing value. So just change this one. The age is 28, and here I'm type it's a np dot is a not. Okay. And now just going this next line, and here I'm type is a just I am remove this one. Okay, so just as properly in this line of just remove here, and in your type it's a np dot is the none. It's a missing values indicate. So first of all, just I'm going this next line of code, and first time print is a original. So pd, sorry, okay. So first of all, I'm just is back, okay, and as properly, okay. So now first is show the original data frame. So first we have the div and is equal to this pd dot type is a data frame, and in this insert I'm declared for the simple data. And now just I'm using this print function, and this insert I'm first is from the original. So original data frame, okay. And now create this new line, and just I'm calling for in this div, okay. So you can see here the properly create is simple data frame, and now just I'm saving this code and let us print in this output. So you can see here the properly print for the original data frame. So first in this tree line is a column, and here is a row of informations. Okay, so I hope you're understanding. And now in print here is the identifying for the missing values. So you can see here I'm changed for the age and type for np dot now. And second I'm going for in this insert just change this one, and here I'm type is np dot now. Okay, so it's done. And here next line I'm checking for missing data. So first of all I type is say missing underscore is a data, and is equal to type for div dot use for is null in this function. And just going this next line, and here I'm using this print function, and in this insert first of all type is a new line, and then type it's a missing data. Okay, let's create this new line, and now I am type is properly calling using missing data. So you can see this example, I am properly create a data frame with some missing values and use here for is null this method to identify their missing values. Okay, so now just I'm saving this code, and just let me run this code now. So just wait, and as you can see here is a heading for the missing data for it's print for this one here. It's a none, and this one none, and here is the first three line it's set false, and second it's set true for the missing in this line, and here in this true means if the missing value is properly indicate. Okay, so I hope you're understanding this simple example. And just I'm going the next line, and here I'm creating another example. So now I'm using here is a dropping missing values. So one way to handle missing data is by dropping row or column that contain missing value. This method is straightforward but can lead to loss of information, so it should be used with this question. Okay, so you can see I'm just going in this next line of code, and now I'm using this one. So first of all I'm just remove in this example this code, and first of all here I'm type is a df underscore is a dropped. D is a dropped, and is equal to type of df dot use here is a drop now this method, and just go in this next line here and use this again print this function, and type for here is a new line, and first of all here I'm type with a data frame after dropping. So dropping for row with missing data. Okay, so you can see here it's a create is done. And now just I'm making for this new line, and I'm calling for here is a df underscore this drop. That means you know properly use in this the drop now to remove any row that contain missing value. And the original data frame had the missing data, but after applying its drop now method, so now let's see the results. So first of all I'm saving this code and just going for here, And as you can see here, is properly show the output for data frame after dropping row with missing data. The three is this column, and here is a missing after 4 is a Zohan 25 and then New York. It's a properly show here is the first line of this output. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding this topic. So in this session, I'm properly working with handling the missing data and step in preparing for your dataset for analysis. So either you choose to identify or drop, and proper understanding this technique will help you maintain the integrity of your data. Okay. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's Python for Data Science tutorial topic. So today I'm properly exploring here is the margining and the joining data. So here I'm combining the dataset. It's a common task in data science and Python's Pandas library make it easy. So now let's this example. So first of all here I'm for the example for margining data frames using a common column. The first example I'm involved for merging the two data frames based on a common column. This is particularly useful when you have the related data separate across the multiple level or data set. Okay. So now let's create this example. First of all, I'm creating here is a two data frame. So I'm already import this pandas, this library package. So you can see first time type is a df1 and is equal to type of pd dot its type of here is a data frame. And now just run this next line and here I've first to define it's a ID. Okay. So now just insert it for the sum is a total 4 IDs 1, 2, 3 and 4. And just the next line here I'm define it's a name. You can type it's a name is properly. And square brackets insert first time say the name is a Alice. And second name used for here properly the Bob. And third name here I'm used for is the Charlie. And also here the fourth name I'm used for here is the David. So it's done for the properly use is David. And now this next line here I'm used for it's another data frame. So type of div is 2 is equal to type for spd dot apply for here in this data frame. And in this instead I'm producing information, so use again in this ID column. And now set for the same ID. Is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now just the next line here I'm create is the student score. So this and just type it's a score in this column. And now inserted for the score is 85, 90, 88 and 92. Okay. You can see here is a properly defined is two data frame. And next time create here just merging the data frame on the ID column. So if you see in this next line of code and first column type it's a merged underscore d and is equal to type of the pd dot apply in this merge. This is the first column type it's a df1 and again defined for the data frame of 2. And also have type its all is equal to define for the common for ID its column. And now in use for is a it's type its print function. And this incident type for the message, so first time type it's a merge data frame. And now just create the properly new line and define as you can see here is a merge df. That means here I'm used for the properly two data frame on with ID and name, and second for the another for ID and the score column. By merging them on the ID column and combining the information into a single data frame. Okay. So now just I'm properly saving this code and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here, you will properly see the output for the merged data frame. Here the three ID for ID, three column for ID, name, and the score. And here I'm used for the common column for is the ID is the same is properly merge and see the output. Okay, and also for the score. That means is properly allow us to bring together related data is efficiently. Okay, so it's done for the margining data frame. And next topic I'm create is a joining data frame with different columns. So in this joining for the two data frames, when the column to join on have different name, can specify the column to join on using the left one and the right one parameters. Okay, so now let's see. So now first of all, I am creating here is a two data frame with different columns. Okay, so you can see here, first of all, I'm used on is a just type it's creating the another data frame. So just to change this one in this name. So first of all, we use for here is data frame of 3. And just to change this one and here I'm inserted is student ID. The student ID and insert for in this name. And next time for the another data frame. So you can see here I'm type it's a DF for is it 4. And use for is the same this one and just inserted is the grade. Okay. So just I'm properly type it's a grade. And inserted for the grade of, so just I'm removing this is 4. And you can see here, first of all, I'm grade in this grade. So use this one. So first I'm type the grade of A. And secondly, I'm grade for here, it's another grade for B. Then use for the grade of again A and again use for the grade of C. Okay, so you can see here properly inserted and now joining the data frame on different column name. So you can say just remove in this merge this data frame and here I'm just type it's a join data frame and use for this pd.merge. So first of all I am calling for here, so you can see I'm just removing this code. So first of all I'm type it's a df3 and also I'm type it's a df4 this data frame from. And now properly type is a left one is equal to inserted for here the student. So the student underscore, it's not underscore, it's the ID. And secondly here type it's a right one. So if the right one is equal to type for here it's a only for the ID. Okay. So you can see here is almost done and now just I'm going for in this line. So first of all here I'm create it's a new line and then type it's a join. So join data frame and just call for this join data frame. Okay, so you can see here the properly I'm joining for here the data frame 3 and the data frame 4 on different column names for the student ID from data frame 3 and the ID from the data frame 4. Okay, so data frame 4. So now just I'm properly again just saving this code and just I am let me run this code now. So just wait and as you can see here is properly see the output for is the first is a 3 line of the column for student ID, name ID and the grade. And you can see the student ID for here it's a this 5 was not included since there no matching. And ID, the student ID, this method is useful when data set have the same kind of data but using different columns. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding in this example output. So now that's it for the today's tutorial properly working with merging and the joining data. It's a powerful technique in data science, allowing you to combine information from different sources into a single comprehensive data set. Okay. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our today's Python programming series. So today I'm creating here the Python for data science tutorial, and in this tutorial properly covered the data analysis like sorting and then filtering are essential for organizing and extracting meaningful insight from data. And today we properly explore this sort and filter data using the pandas in Python. Okay, so now let's get started. So you can see here, first of all, I am create the sorting data by a single column. Okay, so in this data frame by a single column for sorting is useful when you want to rank your data or simplify view it in particular order. Okay, so now, first of all, here I'm creating a simple data frame. So just type for the data and is equal to. So first of all, create in this inside and define it's a column. Okay. So now just properly define this column and now insert it for the sum name. Okay. So you can see here, first of all, insert the name is a Alice. Okay. And second, the students or person just name for here is a Bob. And third name here properly apply is a Charlie. And then I'm use for the fourth name for it's a David. Okay. So you can see here is a properly inserted here. Okay. And in this inside, so first I'll create this one. And now just going here and first of all I'm create the another line. So you can see here I'm create another column name for it's a age column. Okay. And now insert it for the sum of age. So first of all for the 24, then 19, then 23, and last time the David is a 13. Okay. And also here I'm inserted for is properly the person or student score. Okay. So you can see I'm properly typed the score column and then inserted for the score is 85, then 90, then 89 and 95. Okay. So you can see here is a properly written. So in this just I'm going is properly to set up. Okay, this one is perfect. And next one here I'm creating a simple data frame and is calling the data frame df is variable and then type of pd dot properly apply in this data frame and in this inside I'm declaring for in this data. And now I'm creating here is a properly sorting the data frame by age. Okay, so you can see I'm type for the sorted underscore df for means data frame. And just type for the df dot apply for is a properly sort underscore in these values. Okay, and this incident create in this by is equal to define for in the age column. Okay, and now I'm use for the print function and in this inside first of all I enter the output message for is sorted by age. Okay, so sorted by age and create is properly this new column. Now I'm calling for in this sorted df this variable. Okay, so you can see here is a completely done in this tutorial. And here I'm create it's a simple data frame with columns, name, age, and a score. And then sort the data frame by in this age column and the sorted data frame looks like this now. So just I am properly saving this code and also going for here and press for in this run. So I'm just reach here and as you can see here is a properly show the output. So is the three line is your name is and the score is a column and here is a row information for Bob, Charlie, is David, age and score. Okay, so I hope you properly understand it. Okay, so next topic here I'm also create it's a multiple line is a multiple columns for sorting. Okay, So you can see I'm just try. So just I'm remove this one and going for here. And first of all, I'm type for here is a sorted underscore is a multi underscore this df. And then type this one and in this insert I'm first to apply in this age. And secondly, I'm also apply for it's a, another column. So you can see, I'm just taking back here and just create here. It's a simple square brackets. Okay. And this inside I'm insert for the another column name. Just type on this code. And also I'm create in this age column. Okay. And next step here, I'm create is a just type for ascending. So a as okay, so you can see the ascending is equal to create the begin this square bracket. So first of all, in this insert type the first and secondly, I create this expression is it true? Okay, and now just I'm going for in this inserting. First of all, I'm type for is a new line. What I'm type for is a sorted by age. Sorry, it's not age, it is 4. Okay, so score and in this insert I'm defined it's a descending order. Okay, so descending. Okay, so I'm just properly descending and I'm just run here and then type for n age for ascending order. Okay, so just I'm properly type for is a ascending order. So ASCEND, right? N-G. Okay, the ascending order. And now just change for in this sorted div and here I'm inserted for scrolling is properly the sorted multi div. Okay, so you can see here is a completely grid and now properly use in the sort the data frame first by score in descending order and then by age is a ascending order. Okay, so now just I'm properly saving this code and just I am again for let me run this code now. So just return and as you can see here is it properly show the output. So you can see here the descending and the ascending order is so first is a the last to first, last to David, Bob, Charlie is, and here it properly create is first to create the descending order is 4, descending order for ascending order is 4. Okay, so I hope you properly understand it. Okay, so here the properly done is sorted. And next topic here we cover is the filtering data based on conditions. Okay, so in this filter data based on specific conditions, filtering help you focus on the most relevant subset of your data. So now let's try. So you can see here, I am first of all just remove in this line of code. Okay. And now I'm just apply the filtered method. So first time type is a filtered underscore this div and is equal to first of all our type is div and this inside again defined in this div. Okay. And just on type it's properly this code. So you can see it is code and then grade is greater than for 85. Okay. And now I'm creating for here is a print function and this interim type is filtered data frame where is code. So just I'm remove this one and here in type is a filterad. Okay, so filter data frame. So the filter data frame where is code. So where is code and for this greater than for 85. Okay, and now I'm calling for this variable name is a filtered data frame. So you can say is a filtered data. That means it's completely create using the filter the data frame to include only the row where the score is greater than is 85. Okay, so now it's done and just I'm saving this code and let me run this code now. Okay, so just wait here and as you can see here is a properly print the filter data from voice score is greater than 85 for is the name is a person is a student 90 then Charlie score is 85 and the David score is 95. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding in this example output. Okay. So that's it for the today's tutorial is properly done. And here I create the powerful tools for sorting and filtering using for the data science for organizing and defining your data. Okay. So where either you are the setting by single column, applying the multiple sorting criteria or filtering based on conditions. Okay. So this technique can help you their meaningful insight from your data set. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hi everyone and welcome to the today's tutorial for Python data science tutorial topic. So today properly guide on grouping and aggregation in Python. Okay, so in this Python for data science tutorial, here I'm defining is an essential technique for summarizing data. So either we're dealing with large data set or just trying to find trends, so mastering these tutorials is properly understanding the data science in this tutorial. So now let's create, and here I'm properly using the Python's powerful Pandas library. Okay. So first topic here I'm using is a grouping data by a single column. And suppose have a data set of sales data and you want to find the total sales for its product category. So now let's create this example. Okay. So you can see first of all here I'm create is a simple data frame. So just type for the data and is equal to and now create for the sample data information. So first I'll create this curly bracket. So in this inside and create this here is a column. Okay. The first column I'll use is a category. Okay, so just type for the category is a column name. So now just insert it for some informations. Okay. So you can see here I'm used in these curly brackets. So just type this one. Okay. So you can see first of all, I have the first category name is electronics. Okay. So you can see is electronics. And secondly, I'm inserting for here it's a clothing. Okay. So it's a clothing. And third category I'm again uses for in this electronics. So is it electronics and again using for here is it clothing. Okay. So CLO is a clothing. And next one is for the another categories is a grocery. Okay. So GRO we can see is a groceries is done. And now create this just from the next line. And here I create the another column name just on type it's a sales. And now create this clone and use for it in this square bracket. So now use for the sales amount for is a 100, then 150, then and apply the amount is 200 with 250 and now I'm just last week with 300. Okay. So you can see here is a properly defined is a simple data frame information. And now just to create in this DA and then is equal to so first of all the PD dot type is properly it's a data frame and in this case I will declare for the simple data. Okay. And now I'm creating here is a grouping by category and summing up the cells. Okay. So first I'm create the variable name is a grouped data. Okay. The grouped underscore this data and is equal to first one have the df dot use y is a group by method and this inside I'm only defined for in this category. Okay. So it's a category in this column name and now use for dot is this sum this function. Okay. And now just in print for in this output. So first of all I'm type is a print and this inside I'm defined for is a grouped data. That means in this example, you can see first of all here I'm create is a simple this data frame with categories and their corresponding cells. And then here I'm using it's a group by function to group the data by category and aggregate the cells using for in this sum function. Okay, so that's completely done. And first of all, I'm just saving this all code and just let me run this code now. Okay, so just press for this run. So as you can see, just wait here, it's properly here is a the cells for in this category clothing, electronics, and the grocery. Then here the output show the total sales for this category. This is a straightforward way to summarize data by any single column. Okay. So I hope you people understanding in this topic tutor. So now just with the next topic. And now I'm creating here is aggregation with custom functions. And in this custom functions in aggregation, sometimes built-in function aren't enough and you need something is specific. So first of all, I'm just cross this output section and here I'm first of all create is a custom function to calculate the range is a maximum and the minimum. Okay. So now just going for and remove in this code. Okay. And first of all, here I'm defined is a function. So just I'm type it's a div. And then type for it's a cells underscore in this range in this function and in this insert I'm defined for in this x. Okay. And now just I'm used for here is a return statement. Just I'm type for you can see here x dot apply is a maximum function and is subtraction for use for the x dot is a minimum function. Okay, is done. And now I'm applying here is a custom aggregation function. So you can see I'm just again type for here is a grouped data. So GRUPED is a grouped underscore is a data and is equal to custom type for df dot use is properly. This is the group by and then I'm in this inside I'm again define is a the category for the first column and then type for the dot is aggregate this function and in this inside first of all I'm type this parenthesis and then use this curly bracket. So first of all I'm define the another column name is a cells. Okay, and use this column and is this clone and then properly type is a cells underscore in this range these functions. Okay, and next line here I'm use is a properly use this print function and in this insert and print by is properly in this group data. Okay, so that means it's properly using is aggregation is custom function for here is a cells range that calculate the difference between the maximum and the minimum cells which is category and then apply this function using for in this aggregate function. Okay, so now let's try and just this output show in this console. So now you can properly again saving this code and just I'm going for and for this run icon. So you can see here is a I'm directly not uses for in this range columns. Okay, so you can see just I'm going in this line just again checking. So use for cells then in this range group by and so it's perfect now and because it's not directly defined for in this div function but in this coding this example is perfect. Okay, so you can see here I'm just is can remove this one. Okay, so just I am customize this so just I am remove in this. Okay, and also just remove so just try again. Okay, so in this code is means is you can try is use this custom functions and properly use this aggregation function. Okay, that means is completely working this one and I hope you people understanding this group by aggregation in this first example. Okay, So I hope you properly understanding this grouping and aggregation in Python using for this pandas. And here I'm properly covering is grouping and try for is for the custom function. So all tools in your data science toolkit. So I hope you properly understanding this one. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's new tutorial topic. So today treating the basic plot in Python for data science. Resolving the data is a important step in analyzing and this tutorial. And here I'm properly cover the three fundamental plot types like line, bar, and the scatter. So now let's using here is a Matplotlib library package. Okay. So you can see here I'm already import for this Matplotlib library package. So first time data is a line plot. Okay. So line plots are the great for visualizing trends over the time of continuous data. And here you can see and I'm great. Okay. So first of all, we will create the data for the line plot. Okay. So in this inside, I'm type is simple is the variables name for years and inserted for the sum year is a 2016. Okay. And second line apply is a 2016 the year 2017. Then 2000 for 18. Next line apply here is 2000 for 19. Okay. And now the term type here is the sales column. And now the term used for the sales amount is 250, then 300, then 350. And then apply here is 400 and now just on apply is 500. So sorry, it's not now. So just going for and here I'm apply is it 400 and now I'm create here is it 350. Okay, so you can see here is it properly create and now just the next one and here I'm creating the line plot. So first into the PLT plot and then to the plot. This inside first of all I'm define this years and it's the first line and then type is a cells this columns and also here type is a just type is a marker. So the marker is equal to define for in this characters word. And also here use is a line style. So just type is a line STYLES. Oh, sorry, it's not yes. It's a line style used for only the dash. Okay. Now set for its a color. So use the color is a blue. Okay. We can see here is properly create is a the line plot. And now just I'm adding a title and the label. So first thing type is a DLT. Then type is a title. So in this inside just type it with the title it's a annual. Okay. So is a annual sales over the years. Okay. And just go in the next line and here I'm making different the PLT and then type is properly the X level. So X level is printed simple. Yeah. Okay. And next step for the PLT dot Y level. So Y level is print for here is the sales for sales record. Okay. Now just to display for this plot. The first time for the PLT dot apply it will show this function. Okay. So you can see here I'm properly using these two list on for years and another for cells. You can see this plot function draw a line connecting the cell's data point and the marker for is argument adds circle at each data point making the stand out. Okay, it's done. And now just select all and properly adjust time. Just let me run this code now. Okay, so I'm just wait here. And as you can see here, it's properly opening this output for the simple line plot just showing cells have changed over the year. And the line plots in this, the line plots are effective for showing the trends over a continuous range like the time. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding in this simple graph. Okay. And is it done for the line graph. And next topic I'm going for and create another topic cover. So here I'm use is a bar plot. Okay. So bar plot are useful for comparing different categories. So now here is this example. So first of all, I created data for the bar plot. Okay. So you can see just change these years and then type is categories. Okay. In this category, so now just inside it for some categories. So just remove this one. First of all, the category I'm used here is electronics. Okay. So electronics. Secondly, I'm apply is the clothing. Okay. Clothing. Clothing. Sorry, it's perfect. Not now is a clothing. And then I apply for its a another just column is uses for its a groceries. Okay. So 3RO isn't groceries is properly using. Okay. So okay, so just in the folder is the clothing is done. And now just in use for the sales information. So first of all, I am just remove this one. First and apply is a 500, then 400, and then 600. So category ORI ES is the categories is perfect. And now creating the bar plots, you can see the PLT dot plot. And just remove in this here and this one, just type right here. It's a first time define it's a categories. And secondly, here I'm inserted is a cells. Okay. And use for the color is properly I'm used the next color is a green. Okay. And now just adding the title and label. So you can see here, first time I'm type for the title name for category sales by category. So sales by categories. Okay. So sorry, is a category. And X in use for the X label is indicate for the category. Okay. And Y label is indicate for where the cells. And now just in use for properly is displaying the plot in this line for the show function. Okay. So you can see here it's properly done. And now you can see this example. I'm pretty sure is a three category is their respective cells figure. And the bar function create a bar plot where each bar height represent the cells for the category. So now just I'm properly saving this code and just I'm let me run this code now. So I'll just read here and as you can see here it is properly print for the cells by category information. And you can see the properly use these clothing categories for the grocery, electronics category and the groceries. Let's measure this output with a bar plot comparing the cells across different categories. And in this, the bar plots are ideal for visualizing and comparing the discrete categories. Okay, so I hope you people understand in this graph. Okay, the next topic I'll create the another topic to cover now is a scatter plot. Okay, so is a scatter plot are perfect for showing the relationship between two variables. Okay, so now let's try. So you can see first of all I am defining the data for a scatter plot. Okay. So just I'm going for and remove this one. So first of all here on apply it's a hours started. So just remove in this line of code and custom type is a hours underscore is started. Started and is equal to since insert 1 hour. We want first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And secondly here in credit is 4 is equal to sorry is equal to square bracket use for here is 50, 60, 70, 80, and then 90. Okay. And now just I'm creating this scatter plot. So you can see here and remove this one. Okay. First I'm trying to PLK dot is a scatter. And then first of all in this insert first I'm declare this our started. In the first column and second I'm inserted for this course. And next I'm set for the color. So use the color is a red. Okay. And now just I'm adding the title and the label. So you can see first of all I am changed this one and first one type is a study. So study hours between for this score. Okay. And now for the X label is print for the hour study. So hours for study. And second the print for the Y label is print the score. Okay. It's done. And now just some lastly apply to display the plot. You can see here is it properly using in this scatter plot. And now just select all and select this code. And just properly let me run this code. Okay. So as you can see here, it is properly print for the study hour due this code. That means in the scatter plot is clearly show a positive correlation as a study hour indicates. So do the score. The scatter plot are explained for revealing relationships between these two variables. And you can see I hope you properly understanding in this graph. Okay. And its graph is indicate is the scatter plot is perfectly working. Okay. So now it's completely done in this today's tutorial topic. So in this tutorial topic, I'm properly done and create the basic plot in Python like line bar and the scatter. This plot of fundamental tools in data visualization is serving a different purpose depending on the type of data you have. Okay. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to our today's Python data science tutorial topic. So today I'm creating the basic plot for customizing plot in Python. And it's a basic plot, it's a straightforward customizing them allow you to make your visualization more informative and visual appealing. Okay. So now let's start it. So first of all, here I'm creating the customizing the line plot style. So in this is customizing a line plot by changing line style, color and adding markers. So now let's see this example. So first of all, here I'm create the data for the line plot. So you can say and apply is a month. Okay. So is a month as it's equal to. So first of all, I'm inserted for the month name. So first one has is January. Then second month, it's not month. So first or second month and apply is a February. Okay. So is a February. And secondly, and the third month apply is a March. And then apply for it's another month is a April. Okay. And next time use for the another month is the May. Okay. So you can see here the proper inserted for the month. So now the temperature record. So just like that it's the cells and it's equal to. First thing in the cells is amount for is like 250, then 300, then 450. Next is the 400 and now like the 500. Okay. So you can see here the properly see the data for the line plot. And now just for customizing the line plot, so first of all PLK dot use this plot. And in this insert first one declare the months, second declare the cells, and third is set for the color. Okay. So now set for the color is the purple. Okay. And then I'll apply is a line style. So the line style used for is properly is a double dash. Okay. And also I'll set is a marker is equal to this one and just also I'm create here is a just is a line width. So line width. So the ID is a line width for 2. Okay, so you can see here is done, and now just I'm adding title and the label. So first I'm going to PLT and define this title, and in this inside, first I'm set the title is a monthly. Okay, so monthly for sales in 2000 for 24. Next time apply is the font size. So I'm to type the font size is equal to for 16. Then also I'm set for the color. So user color is a dark. Okay. So sorry is a dark red. And next topic here I'm create is a X level. So first we define the plot for X level is indicator it's a mount. Okay. And also here on this slide is a font size. So font size use or is it 12? Secondly, in define for it's a Y level. The Y level is indicate for here is a sales record. Then I'm also apply is a font size. Okay, so font size is a 12. Okay. And now let's do displaying the plot using for this plot dot is show in this function. That means it done, and creating is properly the customizing the line plot by changing the line color is a purple and the line style to dash, and adding the circular marker, and also I'm use the line width to make it stand out. Additionally, the customize the title and the label is a different font size and the color. Okay. So now just then select all and properly set this code, and just properly running this code. Okay. So I'm just written as you can see here, you properly see the output is perfectly framed in the sales, monthly sales in this graph is 2024. That means the result is visual enhanced line plot is clearly is communicate the data while being easy on the eye. And customizing the line style and the color can help highlight trends more is effectively. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding in this graph these informations. Okay. And now just I'm remove this one, and I'm just going and create for another topic. So now just creating is a customizing the bar plot appearance. So in this the customize the bar plot. It's adjust the color width of the bar and add the grid lines for the data readability. Okay. So you can see here, I'm just create here is the data for the bar plot. So you can see just I am remove this. Okay. So properly remove this one, and first time create the categories in the data. So is categories. First time use the categories is a just define for a category is a electronics. Okay. And secondly, I'm use here is a clothing. Okay. And third I'm use for is a grocery. Okay. Is a groceries, and just I'm use for the sales informations for 500, then 400, and it's 600. Okay. And I'm just customizing the bar plot. So you can see I'm just remove this one. So first one declare is a categories, and secondly I'm define for here is the sales. And now set for the color. So just I'm set the color is a sky blue. Okay. So SKY in this blue. And now next time use for the edge color. Okay. So you can see here, remove this code. Okay, in this line in this code. And here I'm used for is a easy is edge color used for here is the black. Okay. And next thing set for here is a width. So width for is a 0.5. Okay, is done. And now just trying to create here adding the title and the label. Okay, so first of all here I'm set for the title. So change in this color now. And now just say for in this title. So first of all here I'm type is a sales by category. Okay, okay, sales by category and completely this one. And this is the font size for 16. And first line is the X level is indicate it's properly the category. Okay, the category use the font size is 12, and the second the Y level is indicate for the cells with font size is 12. And next line here I'm adding is the grid line. So first I'm type the PLT dot apply in this grid, and first of all in this instead I'm define this condition is true, and then type for the exist is first is type Y. Secondly, I'm used for the line style. So line style is uses for only dash, and also here I'm set for is the alpha. So I'll ph. Okay. So alpha is equal to 0.7. Okay. So you can see here is properly creating is customizing the bar flow. And now system properly saving this code and just iron. Let me run this code now. Okay. So you can see here I'm fetched for the simple error. So now just check this code again and then properly run in this code. So I'm just again for in this code check. So first of all, create these categories, then sales is perfect, and this for the bar plot, the sky blue, this color, and this one is perfect. So now just I am again try. So just I'm properly select all and just save this code and also let me run this code. So as you can see, it's properly working now and it's been for the sales by category, so electronics, then this clothing category and this grocery. Okay. So I hope in this output it's great the customer the barcode is more polished, the grid lines, making it easier to compare value across these categories. And this small adjustment can greatly improve the clarity of your visualization. Okay. So I hope you people understanding in this simple graph. So that's it for the today's tutorial. Today I'm properly creating the customizing this graph. Okay. So I hope you people understanding this tutorial topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to our today's another tutorial topic. So today I'm creating here is a subplot and a figure in Python using the Matplotlib library. And when I'm working with a multiple plot, it's often useful for organizing in a single figure. So I'm just explore and create and customize the subplot with this practical example. So first of all, here I'm creating the basic subplot, and the basic subplot is creating the subplots. The subplots allow you to display multiple plots within a single figure, and is its own grid position. So you can see first of all, I'm create is data for the plot. So first I'll type the x is equal to insert it for the sum of element for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just go to the next line, and here I'm defining is the y on and is equal to inserted for is the 1, another element for 4, then 9, 16, and then 25. And next thing we use for the y2 and is equal to type for is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and is 5. Okay. And in this next line, I'm process creating is a subplot. Okay. So first of type is a figure, and then in this insert, first of all, I'm type for x is 1, and just regress is true. And is equal to define is a plot dot is applied is properly this subplot, and in this insert the element for 1 and 2. And now next I'm plotting on the first subplot. So first of all I will access 1 dot apply in this plot. First we define the x variable, then y1 this variable, and also I'm set for the color. So use the color only for the blue. Okay. And this one the next one, and here I'm defined for axis 1 dot is apply the set underscore is a title. And I'm set for the title is a squared, so squared is values. Okay. And next just plot using this one and the splitting here. So we can see in this session, first of all I'm copying this code. Okay. And just when the next one paste for here and change this one, so now use for the axis for 2, and then plot use for is a y2, and set for the color is now used for the another color is a green, and then set the axis to title. Okay, so set the title is a linear value. So I'm properly type is the linear values. Okay, and next topic here create is a just I am define is properly is a displaying the figure with the plot. So in this one is next line of code and then type is a PLP dot apply in this show functions. Okay, that means here I'm use this plot dot is use is a subplot for 1 and 2, and to create a figure with one row and the 2 columns of subplot. And then the plot is a square. In this is square value on the first subplot, and in this the linear value on the second. And the axis 1 and axis 2 is object just represent the two subplots, allowing us to customize each on individually. Okay. So done, and now just unselect all and set this code, and just I am let me run this code now. So just wait here. And you can see I'm fetch for is a simple this arrow. So now just I'm fix for this arrow. So just I'm checking this code again. So you can see I'm just define the figure, then it's 1 and this is equal to plot, and also going this one to set for the color, and then properly use the set title. Okay. This is a perfect, and then and now just going again. Just let me run this code. Okay. So now just again save this code, and you can see and press for in this there is the one icon. Okay, so I'll just wait here, and as you can see it's properly now working. It's print for first you print the squared values is a green this line this color, and secondly is a linear value is a straightforward this line. Okay, that means in this output show is properly the two plots side by side is with its own title, and this is a simple yet powerful way to compare the multiple data sets in one figure. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding the student's total topic and student properly using in these subplots and the figure. And it's a I'm create is a figure with a custom layout. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding is subplot and figure in Python. Using is properly the Matplotlib library. Okay, so either you are working with simple grid or complex layout, and the subplots give you the flexible to organize your visualization is effectively. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome back to our today's another tutorial topic. So today I'm creating here is an interactive chart in Python using the plotting. And in the interactive chart allow user to explore data more effectively to providing feature like the zooming, hovering, and the more. And this tutorial properly use this create the interactive chart like line and the scatter plots. Okay. So first of all, here for the example is interactive line chart. And in this interactive line chart is plotting. Make it easy to create interactive plots with just a few lines of code. Okay. So now let's try. So you can see first of all I am import for is a plotty like this package. Okay. And now I'm just create first is the data for the line chart. So first time is the variable name, it's a month. Okay. So month is equal to, so inside for the sum month, so first time apply is a January, and secondly I'm type is another month is a February, then I'm use for the next month for it's a March. So and next time apply is another month for is a April. So APR. And next time also create here it's a name. So you can see here I'm properly inserted is a total 5 months. And now in creating the sales record, so use for this one. And just in this inside of first of all type it's a 1000, then 3000, then 2000. And next time apply here it's a 5000 and the 4000. Okay. So you can see here I'm properly inserted for the sales record. And next topic I'm creating is an interactive line chart. So you can say use for the figure and is equal to use for in this board this method. Dot is properly used in this just this figure. And first of all in this inside I'm declare is a data. Then is equal to just type it this board and then type it properly is a scatter plot. So the scatter and this inside here this parenthesis. So first time type the x is equal to declare for in this months. And secondly I'm defined for the y is equal to type for is a cells this variable. And next time type is a mode is equal to, so I'm just create is a lines plus markers. Okay. So you can see and lines plus is a markers is defined. Okay. And next step here use is a another is the create the marker and then type it's a dictionary and this inside first of all I'm defined it's a simple this color. Okay. And next time use for the color use is properly the color it's a blue. Okay, so you can see here is a completely red. And now just for the next line of code and here I'm create is adding the title and the labels. Okay, so you can see first of all type it's a figure dot tag it's a update layout. Okay, so update underscore it's a layout. And this insert first of all I'm set is a title. So title is a title and is equal to, so I'm set for the title it's a monthly. So you can see monthly for sales record in 2024. Okay. And next thing use for here the x-axis. So just type the x-axis underscore it's the equal type for in this title and is equal to, so I'm just use for in this inside declare it's properly in this month. Okay. And next time put for is y-axis and is underscore is properly type this title and then use for here is a properly declare for is the cells this method. Okay. So you can see here is a properly create and now just use for here displaying the interactive chart. So use for the figure then type for it's a properly in the show this method. Okay. So you can see here is a properly defined. That means in this example I'm properly used for here is a plotty for in this border figure and sorry is a border scatter to create interactive line chart and the mode is parameter is set to line plus marker to display both line and the marker. And the update lab function is used to add a title and label to the chart. Okay. So I hope you're understanding, and you can see just properly save and just press for this run icon and properly show the output bar in your console. Okay, so now let's for stop here because I'm just going to the next topic, and I hope you properly just run in this code. Okay, so next topic I'm creating here is interactive for a scatter plot. Okay, so now first of all I'll create the basic data for the scatter plot. So in this session I'm just removing this month and the sales record, and properly here type is another variable just like for study hour. Okay, so study, so studi, it is studied underscore hours and is equal to, so now just for the hour is a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, and next line here I'm just create this study, just grade is score, the result is score, so just type for it's say 50, then 60, 70, 80 and 90. Okay, so you can see here is properly defined for the data for the scatter plot. And now creating the interactive scatter plot. So you can see first time for the figure dot go dot figure. Then define the data is go and then type a scatter plot. So in this inside, first of all I'm calling for x is equal to just type the started hours. And secondly, I'm print for here is a scores. Okay, it's done. And I'll just use the mode is marker and the as it is this now. Okay, and now just I'm going for in this next line of code and just set for the title and the label. So you can see first of all I'm just change this one, and here I'm set is a, so change in this message for the heading. So properly and type it's a study hours versus is a score. Okay, you can see here and properly type the score and define the x level is print for the title. In these the hours started hours, so studi it started hours. Okay, and y-axis is great for this course. Okay, so just I'm going for, and in this the next line I'm for and properly create is a sports. Okay, you can see here is it properly defined for in this score, and now just I'm use for here the displaying the interactive chart for the figure this show. And you can see here I'm properly create an interactive scatter plot using for here it's a this go.scatter, and the mode is set to markers and the customizing the marker size and the color. And in this chart, allow the user to explore the relationships between study hour and the score interactivity. Okay, so you can see here it's a completely save and run this code, and I hope you properly show the your expected result. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding in the student's tutorial for interactive chart, and I hope you properly create in this code. So that's it for the today's tutorial, completely done, and here I'm properly guide to creating interactive chart in Python using the plotting. And either you are working with line, suppose like the bar, and properly create the scatter plots, adding the interactive can make your data visualization more engaging and informative. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding this today's tutorial topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to our today's tutorial on measures of central tendency in Python using for the pandas. So central tendency is a key concept in statistics that describes the center point of a dataset. So today properly covered is a calculate mean, median and the mode, these three type of example. Okay, so first of all here I'm creating is a mean value. So read the average value of data set and use the Python Pandas library to calculate it. Okay. So you can see here, first of all, import for in this Pandas library. So first time type is import and then type is a Pandas as pd. Okay. And now for the sample data, so you can type for the data and is equal to. So in this inside I'm type for first I'm define the variable is a scores. Okay. And then I'm going to scroll and in this inside I'm define for the sum score. So first of all I'm type is a 65, then 70, 75 and 80, 85 and 90, and now I'm apply here is a 95 score. Okay. And now just for the next line here, I'm creating a data frame. So first I'll type the df and is equal to type is pd. Dot is properly typed in this data frame and this inside and properly declare for in this data, this sample data variable. And now I'm creating here is a mean value. So you can see and properly type with a mean underscore. This is score is a variable and is equal to first term defined as a data frame, and in this inside and type it's properly in this course. Okay, and then type for you can see use here is a mean value, and now I'm useful here is a print function, and in this inside I'm first use for the f string format and then type it's properly is a mean score. Okay, and just create in this clone. And now I'm calling for in this inside type the main score. That means here is a properly create a data frame with a list of score. And in this here is a mean method function is calculate the average score from the score column. Okay. So now this I'm properly saving this code and just I am let me run this code now. So I'm just press for in this icon, just run icon, I'm just wait. And as you can see here is a properly print for the mean score for 80. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding in this output. And this output is indicate is 80 which represent the average value of all score in the dataset. And the mean is a full measure when the data is semantically here is a distributed. Okay, so it's done the mean value. And next topic is calculating the median value. So in this the median value is the median value is a score data set, and the median is less affected by outlier compared to the mean. Okay, so you can see I'm just going here is the next line of code, and now I'm create for is a another variable name is a median score. So is median underscore in this score, and this inside I'm again define for this df and the square brackets inside and this scoring create into this scores and applies properly is a median. So you can same type the median this function. And now just I'm again uses for in this printed, is a print, and in this inside I'm just type of the a string format, and it's properly typed is a median score, and now I'm solving for you can see it's a median score. Okay, that means here I'm properly use the median function to find the median score in the dataset. And if the number of the value is odd, the median is the median number. And if it's even, the median is the average of the two median numbers. Okay, so you can see here is properly done. And now just I will select all and save this code and just let me run in this code. Okay, so I'll just wait here, and as you can see here is the properly print for the median score for 80. That's mean in the median score is also the 80 in the case, which indicate that half of the score are below 80 and the half are above. And the median is represents the measurement of the central tendency, especially when dealing the showcase data. Okay, is done for the two topic. And next topic and properly calculating here is a mode value. And in the mode, the value that appear model is a most frequently in the data set. And the mode is particularly useful for categorical data. So now just remember this and properly create here. So first time type is a duplicate values. Okay, so you can see here I'm just copy just in this line just I'm copy now. Okay, so in this code I'm copy here. Okay, and next one I'm create here is a duplicate value. So first time type is a data underscore use for the width and underscore is a mode and is equal to and paste for in this data. Okay, and now creating here is a another data frame. So just to be the next line and type for is a div underscore is type for it's a width underscore is a mode and is equal to type of the PD for the pandas and then define is a data frame and in this inside and declare for in this data with mode. Okay, and next step here I am just calculating here the mode value. So you can see first of all I'm just going in this line of code and properly here I'm typing a mode underscore is a score and is equal to custom defined for the df with the mode and in this inside I'm making defined for the variable is a score. Okay, and then I'm defined for is a dot use for here is a mode this function. Okay, and now just a print for in this mode value so use in this print on this inside. First of all at the f string and in this inside I'm properly typing the mode is 4. Okay, you can send down the mode is 4 and this is curly brackets inside. First of all the mode is 4 I'm using the index of 0. Okay, so you can see here is it properly done. So just I'm going is properly, you can see here is a modify in this data set to include the duplicate value and in this here is a sum function is the mode function return the most frequent values in this score column. Okay, so you can see here the properly creating this code and now just I'm save and let me run this code now. Okay, so I'm just wait here. And as you can see here is a properly print the output for is a mode is for 65. That means is the more frequently than any other value in the data set. And when dealing with data set, there are multiple values can repeat. The mode can provide insight into the most common occurrence. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding this today's tutorial could and properly overview the three main measures of central tendency like mean, median, and the mode. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding this today's tutorial topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hello everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So today I'm properly explore the measures and the variability in Python using these pandas. So measures of the variability describe the spread of data points in a data set. And today I'm properly explore the three key measures like range, variance, and the standard deviation. So now let's get started. So first of all, I'm creating the calculating the range. Okay. So in this the range is the difference between the maximum and the minimum value in a data set. And the range gives us a basic idea of how spread out the values is data is. Okay. So you can see here I'm already import for in this pandas library package and now I'm create a simple data. So first we have the data and is equal to use this curly brackets in this inside I'm defined for the variable name of scores. And here I'm just inserted for the scores and score is this one. First term type is 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Okay. And next step I'm creating a data frame. So first term type the DA and is equal to type of the PD dot is defined for in this simple data frame this inside and declare for in this data. And next I'm calculating for the range. So first I'm suppose like the range underscore it's a value and is equal to first I'm type the DA and this inside I'm defined for this single course and then type for is a maximum function is difference for define this again this data frame and in this inside I'm making declare for the variable and this is score and now I'm defined for here is a minimum function. Okay, so you can see here the properly create and now just use for is a print function and in this inside so first of all here I'm type is a range. Okay, is done for the range and now I'm create this inside declare for this range variable. That means in this simple example, I'm create here is a data frame with a list of a score. And here is a calculate the range by subtracting the maximum and the minimum score. Okay. So now let's see the output. So first of all, I'm save this code and just let me run this code now. So as you can see here is a range for the 40. That means it's properly create score spread over a span of 40 points. And while the range is easy to calculate, it's sensitive to outlier, so it's often used either alongside other measures. Okay, so I hope you understanding is a range of this function. And next topic I create is a calculating the variance. So variance is measure the average square deviation of each data point from the mean, and the variance gives us a sense of how much the data is varies. Okay, so now in this next line I'm here is creating the variance. So you can see in this next line of code, so first of all I'm type is a is a variance, and underscore is type for it's a value and is equal to define for is a DA for the data frame, and this insert and properly declare for in this simple is code. And also you can type the simple the variation short form is the var this function. Okay, and next line I'm making use the string function and then type for the existing format which type is the variance. So you can seal down the variance and then curly brackets is an undefined for the variance. And that means you can see here in this the var function to calculate the variance of the score in the dataset. And variance is useful for understanding the dispersion of data around the mean. Okay, so it's done, and now just I again select all and save this code. And here I press in this run icon. Okay, so as you can see here, the properly print the variance is 250. Okay, so that means it's properly show the output is indicate that is the degree to which the score is different from the mean, and it's a higher variance means greater spread to the data, and while its lower variance indicate that the data point are closer to the mean value. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding the variance. Okay, and next is another key point I'm creating here is calculating the standard deviation. And this is the square root of the variance. Standard deviation is in the same unit as the data, making it easier to interact. Okay, so now let's create. So in the next line of code here, I am calculating the standard deviation. So shortform is the STD for the standard underscore, use the D for the deviation and is equal to declare for the data frame is a score. So this scores and then type for std this function. And now just I'm going for in this the print function, just I'm going to print and then type for if string format and publish the full form used for the standard deviation. So STANDAR standard deviation. Okay. So I'm just typing the properly standard deviation and use the curly brackets insert declare for std div. This means here use the std function to find the standard deviation is widely used statistic as it's provide a clear understanding of the spread of data. Okay, so it's completely free, and now just I'm select all and save this code and just I am let me run this code. Now so press this run icon. So I'm just wait, and as you can see here the properly print the output for the standard deviation for 15.813 plus. Okay, that means here is properly create is that basically is a 15.81 is still a how much of the score is typically deviate from the mean, and the generic data point within their own standard deviation of the mean are considered typically. Okay, so here that's it for the today's tutorial, and here I'm properly create the measure of variability like range, variance, and the standard deviation. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding this topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So today's topic I'm creating here is the statistical distribution in Python using for the Scikit and the NumPy. And understanding for the different distribution is essential in data science for modeling and analyzing data. So today properly explore for here is a normal, binomial and a Gaussian distribution with is a practical example. Okay. So now first of all I will create is a normal distribution. And in this normal distribution also known as the Gaussian distribution. It's one of the most common continuous probability distribution often used in natural and the social science. Okay. So first of all here create is generating data with a normal distribution. So you can see here question type it's a mean and is equal to 0. And secondly, here I have standard deviation to CD underscore is safe and is equal to use for 1. And next time I will create for the data and use for np dot s type here is a random dot type is a normal distributions. In this incident properly declare it's a mean and then test for the standard deviation and use for here to the 1000 for the millisecond. And now I'm just plotting for the distribution. So first we have the PLT dot used for the histogram. So it's used. And in this inside first we define the data. And second and target gains is equal to the 30 and the density. So and type is a density is equal to it's a rho. And next time type for is a alpha is a alpha. So use the alpha is 0.6. Okay. Now set for the color is a blue. So you can see here I'm typing properly the color is the blue. And next time here for the PLT is a title. So just enter title create for here. So just enter the title is a normal. So it's a normal distribution. So this pre-Regression is done in distribution. And next topic I'm type the PLT dot is type the properly X level. So its level is indicate for in this value and the PLT for the Y level is in Y level. So you can see type is a Y underscore. Sorry, it's not is correct. So PLT dot is defined for you can see here the Y levels. Y level is indicate for sprinted frequency. Okay. So you can see here is a properly created and now just I'm used to displaying show the result used for in this show this function. That means we have properly used NumPy to generate for 1000 random data points to the normal distribution with a mean of 0 and the standard deviation 1 and then plot this data using the Matplotlib to visualize the bell curve shape of the normal distribution. Okay, so you can see here the create properly and now just I'm select all and save this code and press for in this run icon. Okay, so I'm just wait here and as you can see here is a properly print for the curve and is resulting just plot the show is a classic bell curve of a normal distribution and where the most data points are the concurrent around the mean and fewer occurs as you move further away. You can see here I hope you proper understanding in this simple curve. Okay, so it's just remove this one. And now that I'm going for the second example. And here it is a binomial distribution. Okay. So binomial distribution model the number of success in a fixed number of independent with the Bernoulli trials. It's a particularly useful for binary outcomes like flipping a coin. Okay, so you can see here I'm used for in this from.scikit state import this binomial, and in this instance I'm defined for the parameter. So just going for, and you can see here I'm removed invisible. Okay, and first of all here I'm type is define the parameter for n is equal to 10, and secondly I'm type the p is equal to 0.5. And just the next time I'm generating a binomial distribution, just I'm type the x is equal to np dot type is a arrange, and this inside first of all define the 0, and also now for the n plus 1. And next line just type is a probabilities. So TIES, the probabilities, and is equal to type is a binom dot PMF, and in this insert first I'm define the x variable, n variable, and the y. And now I'm set for it's a PLT dot in this bar. So just I am remove this code, and you can see first of the PLT tag is a bar chart. Okay. And in this insert, first of all, define the x variable. And secondly, I'm defining the probabilities. And also here I'm use the color. So now I'm use the color is a green. Okay. So that's means it's completely done. And here I'm properly type it's a binomial. So I'm properly type for here is a binomial distribution. So binomial distribution, and the x label is print for the number of success. So number of ESS, okay, the number of success, and the y label is properly print for is a probability. Okay, so probability is a probability. That means here properly used for the scientific Python to generate here is a binomial distribution with for is a 10 trials and a success probability of 0.5. Okay, and then explore the probability mass function to visualize the distribution of success. Okay, so I hope it's perfectly understanding, and now just select all and set this code, and just let me run this code now. So I'm just wait here, and you can send fetch for the simple error, and I'll just properly type, and just going for here, you can see I'm type for the x and np then arrange, and then probabilities binomial PMF is done, and then use for the bar chart is the color and the title and also the x level and the y level. So I'm just properly type it's a bio. Okay, sorry, it's not now, it's a mistake line written. I'll just name again save and then run. Okay, so now just I'm properly select all and save this code, and just I am properly let me run in this code. Okay, so I'm just wait here, and you can see here the properly open it's a binomial distribution. So you can see here is a properly show here it's a binomial distribution is create the probabilities of achieving different number of success in 10, you can see 0 to 10 trials, and its most likely outcome in here is a this is a 5 success, but other outcome are possible with weighing the probabilities. Okay, so I hope you properly understand it. So now just I'm remove in this output this figure, and next I'm going to enter the others distribution. So here I'm used for it's a Poisson distributions. Okay, so now here I'm used for is a Poisson based library package, and you can see the Poisson distribution, the model, the number of events occurring within a fixed interval of time or space, and it's often used to rate event like the numbers of email received in the hour. Okay, so now let's create in this example. So you can see here I'm first of all remove in this code. Okay, and this insert first of all I'm typing a parameter. So here I'm use is a lambda underscore is a param for the parameter and is equal to use the 3. And second, I'm generating a Poisson distribution to start the x is equal to np dot use in this the arrange. So in this arrange and this insert and define. So first I'm use for the 0 and and secondly I'm defining the 15. And next line here I'm create is a probability. So probability I el the probabilities is equal to type for here is the functions dot apply for PMF and in this insert person declare the x variable and second I'm type for the lambda underscore this parameter. Okay, so probability ti. Okay, so ti is the probability system and now I'm defined for is a plotting the distribution of the plot this bar chart distribution and change for the color. So here I'm use for the color is a purple and just change for in this the distribution and so here I'm used for the Poisson distribution. So is a Poisson distribution for the number of events. Okay, so I'm just update here is the events and then just use for the probability. That means it properly used for is a Poisson distribution. And now just I'm properly saving this code and just I am let me run this code now. So just press for in this the run button and as you can see here it's properly show the output. This is the heading for the Poisson distribution. It's a heading and it's a probability and the number of events. That means if the plot just show the most likely number of event is in an interval in 3. But other outcomes are also possible within the probability describing as the number of events diverse further from the mean. Okay, it's a more attractive output. So that's it for the today's tutorial overview of the 3 important statistical distribution like the normal, binomial, and the Poisson distribution. So I hope you properly understanding this distribution and help you model and analyze different type of data in your project. Okay. So I hope you enjoying this tutorial. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to our today's another tutorial topic. So today I'm exploring for here is a hypothesis testing in Python. It's a statistic. Hypothesis testing is a method used to make interface on draw conclusion about a population based on sample data. So today we explore for here is alternative null and alternative hypothesis. So now let's try. So first of all, I'm going to cover the example is a two sample t-test. And which is a compare the means of two independent samples and to see if they come from the same populations. Okay. So you can see here I'm used for is a scientific Python input dot state. And first of all, I'm import is a sample data. So first of all, I'm type is a group 1 and is equal to insert for the some data. So first of all, I'm type is 20, 22 and also here is 19 and 23 and also here is a 25. And next time we define for the another group of 2 and is equal to insert for the another sample of 11 for 30 then 32 and also here I'm type is a 29 then 33 and also for here is a 31. So you can see here is import for the sample data. Now performing the t-test. Okay. So first I'm type the t underscore is a state. Okay. And also here it is a p underscore. It's a value and it's equal to so first of all type the state dot type is a t-test from sorry it's not from so use for only that state dot t-test for int. Okay, so you can see this one and in this insert first of all I'm defined it's a group 1 second first you declare the group 1 second you declare the group 2 and now I'm used for the output function. So first I'm type is a print and use for the f string format, and this inside first of all I'm type with a t dash is a statistic. So I'm just typing the statistic. Okay, so I'm properly type is a statistic, and just create this clone and use this curly brackets in this insert custom tab is t state. And next line here I'm defined for again this print function, and this inside custom type is the if, and then single quotations inside I'm defined for it's the p underscore it's a value. Okay, and now calling for here is a p underscore this value. That means here is a properly perform a two sample a t-test using for scientific Python for the t-test ind means is a function, as is compare for here is the mean of the two groups to test if they are statistically significantly different. Okay, so you can see here is a completely clear, and now just select all and set this script. Okay, and just properly let me run this code now. So I'll just wait here, and as you can see here is a properly print for the t statistic output for minus subtraction 7.18 and the p-value print for the 9.3. That means is properly use the sample means from each other relative to variate within the sample. And you can see here the properly working the p-value indicate the probability of observing result under the null hypothesis. Okay, and the p-value for is a below a certain threshold just reject the null hypothesis. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding. Okay, so I'm also create another example. So here I'm use for the C square for the test for independence. And in this the independence to examine if there is a significant association between two categorical variables. Okay, so now let's create. So you can see here in this tutorial topic, first of all I am defined is a contingency table. Okay, so just going from here, and you can see first of all I am remove in this code. Okay, so just I am properly just remove this one. So here is the remove this code, and you can see for the contingency table so defined for it's the data. And first of all I'm import for scientific Python state import this C2 contingency. Okay, data is equal to type is pd dot type is a data frame, and then parentheses and also print this curly brackets. So in this insert custom type it's a group for A. Okay, and now just insert it for the element for 20 and 30. And secondly here for the another group is create now, so just type for you can see the group of B. Okay, and now this is square bracket is the 25 and also here is a 35. Okay, and now just print this one, and here I'm type is comma and then type is properly the index is equal to. So first of all type this inside and create is a category. Okay, so it's type the category for 1, and secondly here I'm type it's another category, so it's type is a category for 2. Okay, so that means it's completely done. And now just for the next line here I'm performing the C square test. So first of all here I'm type is C2 underscore is a state, then also here I'm type is the p value, and then use for is a dash and use for in this comma, then again dash, and is equal to type for here is a C square in this contingency it is undefined it's properly in this data. And now just going for in this the next line of code, and first of all here I'm type is a string for is a C square. So just I am type is a C underscore is a square, and now I'm calling for here is a C square state. So just I'll type C to state and then create this value is a p value. Okay, that means here I'm completely create a contingency table with a count for two category across two group. And here I'm use a scientific Python is a C2 contingency function to perform the C-squared test and determine if there is a significant relationship between the categories. Okay, so you can see here the properly grid. Now just I am select all and save this code and just I am let me run this code now. Okay, so now I'm just again save and just I am just press for in this the run icon. Okay, so I'm just wait here and as you can see here, it properly show the output. So first to the print for the C is square statistic for 0.0 and the p value for 1.0. That means it's properly use the measures. This output is describes the between the observed and its found frequencies, and the p value tells the discrepancy is significant. It's a low p value suggest a significant association between the categorical variables. Okay, so that's it for the today's tutorial, and here I'm properly overview the null and alternative hypothesis through this example. And I hope you properly understanding the two sample t-test and the C-squared test for independence. Okay, so I hope you enjoying this tutorial. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's another new tutorial topic. So today I'm creating here the feature like scaling and normalization in Python data science. So feature scaling is a crucial pre-processing step in data science, especially when working with algorithms that are sensitive to the magnitude of feature, and in this tutorial I'm properly explore for how to implement feature scaling and normalization using for this Python. Okay, so first of all I'll create the example topic for minimum maximum scaling, and this technique for the scale the data to a fixed range, typically 0 1 is commonly used when the dataset contains feature with varying scale. Okay, so you can see here I'm import for is on more this Python library package. So here I'm using is a pre-processing import for the minimum maximum scalar. Okay. So in this inside I'm first to create is a sample data. Okay. So first of all I'm going for the data is equal to use for np dot query. Okay. And in this inside first thing is this square parenthesis and it's a square bracket. So first of all, I'm take the element is 100 and the 200. And second, I'm click for the another element for 150, then 300. And next time create for again use this square bracket. So this integer first to define the 200 and use for here is properly the 400. And you can see here the properly defined is sample data. And now I'm going to initialize the scalar. So first I'll type scalar, and sorry, it's properly typed scalar is equal to. Now I'm calling for here is the minimum, maximum, scalar, this one. Okay, so just like that. And next topic here I'm just going to repeat and transform the data. So you can see first I'm type is a scale, so SCAL, it is scale underscore data, and is equal to first of all you have to have a scalar dot apply in this fit method. Sorry, it's not fit direct. So first I'm use for is the fit underscore is transform. Okay, and this incident properly declare for this data. And now we use for here is the print function, and then print for is properly in this scale data. Okay, so that means you can see here and print is a data set is scale between 0 and 1. minimum and maximum scaling preserve the relationships between the feature, which is a specially useful algorithm, Israeli distance, and matrix like for the k nearest neighbors. Okay, so it's properly creating this out example, this code. And now just I'll select all and properly saving this code. Okay, and press for in this run button. Okay, so I'll just wait here. And as you can see here, it properly show the output for the different. The first line is 0, 0, and the second line is 0 0.5, 0 0.5, and here is a 1. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding. It's completely working 0 and 1. Okay, so the done for is also for is a scaling. And next topic you will create is a standardization. So in this standardization with scale feature to have a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. This is particularly effective when the data follow a Gaussian distributions. Okay, so now let's try. So you can see here, first of all, I am just going this next line of code, and first I'm initialize the scalar. So you can say just type the scalar and just remove this one. And first of all, here I'm just type it's a standard scalar in this function. And now just feed and transform this data. So you can see here I'm changed for in this scalar and then type for here is a standardized. So STANDARDIZED for the purple. And now calling for a scalar dot feed transform and this defined for this data. And now print for here in this remove for in this scale data, and I will start for here standard is this data. That means in this is properly read this one. Okay, and now just I am select all and set this code and just I am. Let me run this code now. So as you can see here, the properly print this output show this feature has been standardized. And these are for the algorithms like support vector, machines, and logistic regression. One feature scaling can significantly afford for this performance, and it's free for the decrement 1, 0, and the plus 1. Okay, so I hope you're understanding in this standardized. Okay, so next topic here also is the robust scaling. So in this robust scaling, this is less sensitive to outlier. This method uses the median and the interquartile range to scale the data. Okay. So you can see here I'm removing for in this standardized, and here I'm import is a robust scalar in this function. And now I feed the transform the data. So you can see here I'm just remove for in this standardized and import for here it's a okay, so robust underscore scale data, and this inside I'm defined it properly and just I'm print for in this robust scale data. That means in this example this creature is robust scaling has been applied, which effectively removes the impact the outlier on the data set. Okay, so now just I am properly again just saving this output and just let me run this code. Okay, so just wait here. And as you can see here, the properly print for is a decrement 1. Sorry, is a subtraction 0 and the addition with a positive result. And here is the negative result. That means this method is ideal when your data contains a significant outlier. Okay, so that's the completely done in the studio. And you'll have it is cover these 3 essential techniques for feature scaling in Python, like minimum, maximum scaling, standardization, and the robust scaling. And its method has its own strength depending on the nature of your data. Okay, so incorporating this technique into your preprocessing pipeline can make a big difference in your model performance. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So tutorial creating here is including categorical variables in Python. So categorical variables often need to be converted into numerical from the machine learning models to process them effectively. And in this tutorial, properly cover the three common techniques for encoding categorical data in Python using for the practical example. Okay. The first column create here is a label encoder. So the first method is label encoding, which assign a unique integer to each category. This technique is simply but best suited for ordinal data where there is a meaningful order among the categories. Okay. So you can see here I'm already import for the Scikit-learn preprocessing import for the label encoder in this library package. Another one starting. So first one create here is a sample data. So you can see the data is equal to. So first one type is A and define is a low data. Is the low, then apply for here it's a medium. So is a medium and third one used for is a high. Okay. And fourth and again inserted for is a data is a medium. Okay. So it's a medium. And then I'm again import and inserted its create here is a low this data. Okay. So here is encoding this data, sample data is created now. And now just I am initialize with the label encoder. So first type is in encoder is equal to calling for here is a label encoder in this function. And next I am feed and transform the data. So you can see first of all I'm type the encoder underscore this data is a variable name and I'm calling for the encoder dot apply in this feed transform this inside and declare for this simple data. And now just use the print function and in this insert and properly calling for this encoded data. That means is properly here and create is category has been converted into an integer. And be cautious with the label encoding when the data is nominal as it can introduce unintended ordinal relationships. Okay. So now just done and just select all and save this code and properly and let me run this code now. So I'm just wait here and you can see here the properly show the output is the integer data is print for 1, 2, 0 and 2. Okay, so you can see on means here is a low, 2 means median, and here the high means is 0 and the median is 2 and the low for 1. Okay, so you can see here the properly show the input result is integer result. Okay, it's done for here it's a simply and create here is a label encoding. And next topic can create is the on hot encoding. Okay, so in the on hot encoding we create is binary columns for each category. This method is ideal for nominal data where there is no intrinsic order among the categories. Okay, so now let's try. So you can see here and first to import is the Pandas library users. So first of all I'm going for here and create for another new data. Okay, so just going for here. So you can see I'm just after here create this here is a hot encoding on hot and now first is create is ordinal encoding. Okay, so ordinal encoding which is especially designed for ordinal data unlike level encoding. And ordinal encoding allow us to preserve the natural order the categories. Okay, so you can see here our first is create is this insert is defined for is simply just remove this data and here I'm used for is a DA for the data frame and in this insert custom type is a PD is pandas library package is a space PD dot apply for here in this data frame and in this insert first of all I am create here so just to define in this parenthesis and also create this curly brackets. So first of all here I mean in this insert is declare is properly the slide. Okay, And now I'm create here is properly this clone. Okay, and just remove in this two parentheses. Okay, and just I'm going for in this last line of code and properly define is first to apply this parenthesis. First to create this completely curly brackets and then parenthesis. Okay, you can see here properly done and just I'm change for in this here. So first time type is a first time we use a small. Okay, so small and then here I'm change it's a large. Okay, so I'm just properly type it's a large method and then median and last line here we define it's a small. Okay, you can see here the properly type is small. And now just define the order of categories. So you can see first of all I am create here is a encoder and then type for its ordinal data. So just I'm going for here and just remove in this label encoder and in this insert and properly type is ordinal encoder. And in this insert first column type is a categories. So the term type is a categories is equal to use for in this double quotations and first of all in this insert type is a small list categories and secondly I'm defined as a medium. Okay, so DIU is medium and third thing we are again use for in this small in this categories. Okay, sorry is not small is a large. So the properly type you can see is a large. Okay, and just for the next topic here I'm create is a feed and transform the data. So you can see first of all I'm for calling for here is a ordinal. So is a ordinal underscore is encoded data. First you have the encoder dot feed transform and just change for in data and here is for the properly this df. And now I'm print for here is ordinal encoder data. So just remove this one and properly import for ordinal encoded data. That means here properly create is the small, medium, and the large have been encoded in according to the specified order. This ensures that the nominal values accurately reflect the inherent ranking of the categories. Okay. So now just I'm properly verify in this example. So first of all, I'm saving this code and just let me run this code now. Okay. So as you can see here, it's properly print for ordinal, nominal, output for 0, 1, 2, and the 1, 0. Okay, so properly show the output. And I hope you properly understanding is ordinal and note is a level for in this order. Okay, so now I put for here is another example. I'm just cover here. It's a on hot encoder. Okay, so now just start in this example. So you can see first of all I am remove in this code. Okay, so so first of all I'm just remove in this line of code. Okay, so first of all here I'm defining is a function sample data. This df means the data frame and this insert of change for the color and properly import for is it change the size and import for here is a color. And now set for the color. So first time give the color is a red. And second color here I'm use is a green. And third color I'm use for is properly type is a blue. Okay. And then again use for the green color. So and then lastly and properly type for the another color is the red. Okay, so that's this is already done. So now I'm apply for here is on hot encoding. So you can see here I'm just change for the ordinal this data and first of all here I'm type is on underscore is a hot is encoder is not encoder, it's encoded. Okay, so encoded data. So you can see first of all I'm remove in this code. First of all I'm type is a pd dot apply for here is a get there is a dummies and this parenthesis is a data frame first apply and secondly here I'm import is a column. So this inside I'm just properly defined for in this color is variable. Okay. So just I'm print for indeed the on port encoded data. So just I'm remove for is ordinal encoded data and here import for here is the on hot encoded data. That means in this on hot encoding has transformed in this color column into the multiple binary columns and is representing a unique category. This approach avoids introducing false ordinal relationships, making it more suitable for nominal variables. Okay, so you can see here the properly created this code and now just select all and save this code and just I am properly running this code. So I'll just wait here and see the output. So you can see I am fetched for the simple error. And now just in very first you can see I am just properly type for in this example of code now. Okay, so just I'm checking this code and now I'm here is create now. So just I am again select all and properly and just save this code and also just press for in this run icon. Okay, so just wait here and as you can see here is a now is properly print the output for first to print the color is blue and the color green and the color red. Suppose the 0 means false, 1 means false, and the 2 means true, and the 3 is false and the 4 is false. And here is a continuously printed in this proper output. Okay. So that's it for the today's tutorial topic. And today I'm properly define for and cover the three essential technique for encoding is a categorical variables in Python. First, we create the label encoding, on-hot encoding, and the original encoding. Okay. So I hope you people understanding this topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So today I'm creating here is a Python data science tutorial series and I'm properly creating and handling for imbalanced data in Python. So imbalanced data set can significantly impact the performance of machine learning model, leading and based result. So this tutorial properly create is effective technique to handle is the imbalanced data using this Python. So you can see here I'm already import for this library package for imbalance oversampling. Import for here is random oversampler. And also include the collection, CP counter, and the NumPy and the Pandas library. So first of all here I create the example topic for resampling technique. And this resampling where we can either oversample the minority class or understand the majority class to balance the dataset. And now just start with the oversampling using the random oversampler. Okay. So you can see here, first of all, create the sample for imbalanced data. So first time type for x variable and is equal to type for np dot in this array. So this is that I'm import for is the sample data. The first one is for 1 and 2. And secondly, here I'm going for 2 and 3. Then I create here is a 3 and 4. Next time import for the element is 4 and 5. And next time also create here is a 5 and 6. Okay. So you can see here is x variable sample data is already done. And next topic I'm defined for the y variable and is equal to again type np dot in this array. And this inside first of all I'm single line create the element. So first time type is a 0 0 0 0 is a 0 and then 1. Okay, and in this line means is the imbalanced target. Okay, so now I initialize the oversampler. So first time type is a rows and is equal to type it's a random over sampler and this inside and declare it properly. So first time type it's a random, so it's a random underscore state is equal to 42. Okay, and now just to the next line here I am create is resampling for the data. So first time type is the x underscore, it's a resample. Okay, is a resample And also here I'm creating the y underscore used for again is a resampled. Okay, so immediate is done and is equal to system defined is a rows dot use for in this the fit underscore use for here it's a resample and declare its properly x variable and also here define is a y variable. And now in this for is properly in the print function. And in this insert, first of all, I type the if string and then type for the message. Just type for here is the resample for y and then use the curly brackets inside and type it's the counter. Okay, so you can see the counter and this again uses this parentheses and then create the y underscore is the resampled. Okay, so you can see here the properly creating this example and that means here you can see here grade is a minority class has been oversampled to match the number of instances in the majority class. And balancing data set, this approach helps the model learn better from the minority class, improving this prediction in this accuracy. Okay, so now I'm here is a create is a and in this code just I'm properly save and now let me run this code now. So just I'm save and just press for in this run icon. And you can see here is a one line for this method and page for the simple arrow. So you can see here I'm create is a random over for in this simple array is properly create and also create in this collection and here. So you can see it's great for the error because here I'm import for the imbalance output code. So now just you can see just I'm properly save and just let me run this code. Okay, so you can notice that here is a error for is a line 1 in this model. So you can see in this first line and is the import for the imbalance over sampling data. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding which error was error for in this code. Okay, and it's done. I hope you proper understanding for is the imbalance data. And next topic I'm using is a smooth. So in this smooth for is a semantic minority over sampling technique and this is smooth generating semantic sample by interpolating between existing minority class sample effectively for increasing the data size without sample duplications. Okay. So here I'm quick is a smooth code. So first time import for is the imbalance over sampling import smooth. So in this line, just next line, first time type is a from. Then also I'm type is a imbalance. So BLEARN and then type for oh sorry, it's the type it's the over. Okay, so just type the over underscore and this type is a sampling and then import for in this S sorry SMOT is multi. Okay, so it's done and I'll just initialize for this one. So you can see here I'm just going the next line of code and in this next line first of all here I'm typing it mode and is equal to again type this is mode and in this inserting type is a random underscore with a state and is equal to 42. Okay, and now just I'm resampling for the data using for this mode. So just on the next line of code and first I'll type the x underscore is a small. Okay, small and also I type the y underscore and you can type for in this small and this is equal to is calling for this is mode dot apply in this fit. Okay, and just type it's a resample and in this insert declare first is the x variable and secondly for the y variable data. And now just again sorry is again used in this print function And this insert custom tag with existing format is a tag with a SMS symbol. Okay, for y, and then create this curly brackets, and in this insert I'm calling for is a counter, and this insert I'm defining for the y underscore this is more. Okay, that means is properly using for this more has generated a semantic example for the minority class balancing the data set for natural. And this technique is particularly useful when oversampling and simple duplications might lead to overfitting. Okay, so I hope you properly understanding for imbalancing data output or data input. So here I'm properly explained for in this code is step by step, and I hope you properly understanding. So and there will have is completely done in this essential technique for handling for the imbalanced data in Python and resampling for smoothly and adjustment in this code. So its method has its own advantage, and choosing the right one can greatly improve for your model performance. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding this today's tutorial topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to today's another new tutorial topic. So today we're creating here the topic, the today's tutorial for Python is data science. And here I'm properly explore is the two important topic for the algorithm is linear and the logistic regression in Python. So regression is a fundamental technique in data science for modeling relationships between variables. Okay. So in this session, first of all, I'm create here the linear regression. Okay. So the linear regression is a method for predicting a continuous dependent variable based on or more independent values. And here I'm used for is a linear regression class from Scikit-learn to fit a model and a prediction. Okay, so you can see here I'm import for the NumPy library, Matplotlib library, and also for the linear regression. And now just I'm starting for this program. So first of all, here I'm create is a sample data is defined for x is equal to type for np dot is add. Okay. So in this insert inserted for the sample of elements, so first I'm type for the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. And now I'm just use for is dot and type for it's a reshape method. So this insert I'm defined as decrement 1 and the plus 1. Okay. And next I'm defined for the y variable is equal to type for np dot in this array, and this inside I'm used for again this one type for the another element, just I'm randomly type 16 and 20, sorry it's a 25. Okay, and now on the spread here is the initialize and feed the model. So you can say type the variable name is a model, and calling for here is a linear regressions. Okay, and now just going the next line, and here I'm first to start the model, then apply in this fit method first to define the x variable and the second the y. And now I'm going to make a prediction, so just type of the y on this code is a print is equal to first to declare the model dot and type is a predict this increment defined for this x variable. Okay, and now I'll create a plot for the results. So you can see first of all I'll type is a plot plt dot and define is a scatter plot, and this inside first and define the x variable, second y, and also here I'm set for the color. So now I'm used for the color is a blue. Okay, and now just to create the plot dot apply here in this plot. This inside define first is the x variable, and second and type for the y underscore in this prediction. Now I'll just set for the another color is equal to, so now I'll just use for another color for red. Okay, and now I'll set for properly here is a title. So first I'm type the plt, define this title, and now I'm create the title. It's a linear regression. Okay, You can see here is a properly type the linear regression, and now I use for it's a x level. So x level is print for the x variable, okay, and then plt for x dot use for is a y level. So y level is print for is a y this variable data. Okay, and now I'm use for the plot dot apply for in the show function and properly show the output in the display. Okay, so you can see here I'm create is a not single quotations, apply it properly this double quotations, and again just insert it. Okay, so you can see here is a properly create is a plot just show the original data point, it's blue. Okay, and the predicted values formatting is a red line. Okay, so now just I'm properly in this code just select all and select this code, and just I'm click for in this run button. Okay, so I'm just wait here and see the result for in the this display. Okay, so it's a few minutes for I'm wait, and you can see here is a properly show the output. That means it's a original data for here it's a blue, and the predicted values is formed for in this the red line. Okay, that means in the model has captured the linear trend, making it useful for predicting continuous outcome line, price, temperature, or score. Okay, so I hope you understanding this properly the linear regressions. And next topic here I'm explaining is properly for is the logistic regression for binary classification. Okay, so the logistic regression which is commonly used for binary classification problem. Unlike the linear regression, logistic regression predict the probability of a class label using for the logistic function. Okay, so you can see here I am also import for this file. So just going for in this line, and first of all here I am type it's a from, and then type for Scikit-learn dot type is a linear model. Okay, and I'm import for here it's a logistic regressions. And next type line I'm just again define the from, and then also type the Scikit-learn dot apply here is a model the selection, and import for here is a train test split. Okay, and next one also import for is the again just type for Scikit-learn dot type from here is a matrix. Okay, and then I'm just import for here is a classification report. Okay, so you can see here it's done, and now I'm use for is a simple is a sample data. So you can see first of all I am remove in this code. Okay, so just I'm remove now, and first of all create in this inside this parenthesis, and then type for it's a singly and type for that element it's 2, then apply for 3 and 4. Next time just type the element of 5. Okay, and going for the next line of code, and here I'm use for is a y variable. So y variable is create for in this array. So just I am remove in this code is properly, and first of all here I'm type it's a 000 and 11. Okay, that's means the binary level. And now in split data into the training and testing. So you can see here I'm just going for, and this line I'm just next line I'm type for it's a x underscore it's a train, and now I'm type for x underscore is a test, and also here I'm created a y underscore is a train, and also here I'm type for is a y underscore this is a test. Okay, and is equal to properly type it's a train test split, and this inside first I'm declare the x variable, second the y variable, and now I just type for you can see the text size is 0.2, and then also here create is a random state is a 42. Okay, that means is a completely created in this 42, and that's when the next line of code here I'm to initialize the feed mode. So you can see here, I'm just type the model and change for the linear regression, and here I'm going to code is a logistic regression. And now I'm used for the fit the model. So you can just remove the x and y variable. And first of all, type the x underscore is a train. And also we have to have the y underscore is a train. Okay, it's done. And now just I'm evaluate for the the first I'm going to make the prediction. So you can say a y pred and the model pred for is a x test. Okay. So is it done for it's a properly used for in this x test. And then going the next line of code, and just I am here it's a print for the output. So you can see first of all I'm just hide in this, so just I'm remove now. Okay, so first of all here I'm use is simple this print function, and in this inside I'm type for is properly the classification report. And this insert first of all type is a y test, and second line type for is a y in this prediction. Okay, that means here I'm created properly the classification report just show for will our the model perform in predicting the binary class level. Okay, so now just I'm select all is properly and just I'm save this code and also press for in this just click on this right buttons. Okay, so you can see here is a trace for this simple error. So now I'm just back for again in this code here. So just I am doing, and then here I'm click now. Okay. So okay, this one is a perfect here. And now I'm just going its create here is a linear is a logistic regression. So just have properly again remove, and you can see insert it here is it properly. So either remove this, and now just I'm again type in this code. Okay. Okay, so here I'm just again inserted here and properly saving this code, and just again let me run this code now. So just wait here, and you can see here the properly run the output. So first is the print here in the accuracy. Here is a macro average and weighted average. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding in the student's tutorial topic, and here is properly working the logistic regression is the powerful for case why the outcome the binary like is no here is a true or false scenario. Okay, so I hope you proper understanding in the student's tutorial topic. So here I properly create the both the linear and the logistic regression in Python. Okay, so now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay, hi everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So today quickly introduction explain for the time series data in Python data science. So time series data involve the observation collected at a specific time interval and making is an important role for tasking like forecasting and the trend analysis. Okay, so in this tutorial I'm properly working the basic of working with time series data in Python. So first of all here I create a time series. So in the time series data set using the pandas and generate a date range and use it to create a time index format with the data frame. So you can see here I'm first import for the two library package. So first of all here I'm type is import and type is a pandas as pd. And next line I'm import for the another package is a NumPy as np. Okay, and now generate a data range. So first of all I'm type is a dates is equal to type of the pd dot apply in this date range. This insert first of all I'm type is a start. Okay, sorry, is a this one is a start is equal to, so now just in import for is a date, you can send type for is a 2024, and I'm inserted for the date is a month for 18 and date for is a 19. Okay, and now just have use for is a periods is equal to 10, and also have get is a frequency for a single quotation inside declare for in this d. And now we create a data frame with the date range as the index. So next line type for the data is equal to type of PD dot apply in this data frame. And this insert, first of all, create this parenthesis and then curly brackets. So first I'm generate here is a value, okay? The value and define for np dot is type is a random dot is a randient. In this randient, just click enter. And in this inside, I'm first to define the 1 and then 100, and also I'm declare for the size is equal to. So first of all, here in this again, this parenthesis in this side is a 10. Okay. And now in this next line here, I'm create the comma and define for the index is equal to declare with the first one this dates. Okay. So the done on just and print for in this date. So it's properly creating the simple example. This means here I'm creating a simple data frame with dates at the index and the random values as the data. And it's to represent an observation at a specific point in time. Okay. So it's done, and now just properly save this code and just click on for in this run this icon. Okay. So as you can see here is a properly print for the 10 date. Supposed to print the date is a 1979, then 20, 21, 30, 20, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 27, and 28. Its total for the 10 days is information here. Okay. So I hope you're understanding the properly in this day. And next topic here I'm creating is a plotting time series data. In this data. So here I'm just visualize the time series data. Plotting is essential in time series analyzing to understand pattern, trends, and the seasonality. Okay. So you can see here I'm import for the another library package. So first I'm typing import. And also type is a Matplotlib library dot use is a pyplot as plt. Okay. And now in this next line of code, I'm just imported for in this time series. So just going this next line and you can see I am remove for in this print, just remove now. And first time type the plot the time series data. So first time type the data dot apply is a plot is empty now. And going the next line and just set for it's a title. So set the title. So I'm properly type the title is a time series. Okay, so time series data. Okay, and now when you the plot dot is defined for is a x label. So x label is print for simple date. And next for the plt dot is y label. So y label is print for the properly in this value. Okay. And now just I use for is a plt dot apply in this show functions, and you can see I'm properly use is a Matplotlib library and the values change over time, allowing us to visual impact change and the functions. Okay. So now just try to print for in this output. So just I am again save this code and just let me run this code now. So I'm just waiting, and as you can see here, it will properly show the output, and you can see here you open the graph. It's the title for time series data, and it's the values, and you can see here is August for 24, and here is a time series properly. And I hope you understanding in this part. Okay, that's mean is a visual analysis is a key step in understanding time series data before applying any modeling techniques. Okay, so the properly working and show is a perfect and expected curve. Okay, so I hope you understanding this today's tutorial topic, and here I'm properly introduced to working with time series data in Python, and here I'm properly covered for create visualization and in this time series data. So I hope you're understanding this topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So today we're exploring here is the decomposition and the arima models in Python. This technique are used the fundamental in time series analysis helping us understand and predict time dependent data. So in this tutorial first we create the time series decomposition. Okay. It's technique that break down a time series into a trend, seasonality, and the residual components, and use the seasonal decomposition function from the state models library. Okay, so I'm first apply is already is a 3 library package for the Python, and now I'm import for is another. So first time type is a state. Okay, so state model. So I'm just properly type is a states model, and then type for here is a TSA. Dot apply is a seasonal. So SEA, then SONAL, the seasonal, and I mean import for here is a seasonal. So seasonal underscore is a decompose. Okay, so you can see here is done. And now I'm just to generate a synthetic time series data with the trend and the seasonality. So you can see first of all I'm typing the dates and is equal to type for PT dot apply in this date underscore this range. And in this insert custom type the states is equal to import for the date is a 2024 is a first month and first date. Okay. And now also here is a type if the periods is a 100. And also I'm create the frequency for is a default date. Okay. And just going next line code and first and type the data is equal to type for PT dot apply in this series. This insert question create this state and this plus operator and point 0 is about 0 1. And also we have created the multiplication and then type for np dot apply in this arrays this function, and in this insert and define for here is a 100 and again this plus operator and 5 then multiplication for np dot in this sign. Okay, and now the same again create these equations for 2 and into then np is np dot apply in this pi value and print in this parent is a here I'm use the multiplication sign for np dot in this arrange. Okay, this insert custom type is a 100 and divide for it's a 12. Okay, that means here is a completely correct in this one. And here I'm also created is just doing the next line of code, and here I'm defined for the index. So you can see and type for it's a index is equal to type for it's a simple dates. Okay, and now just doing the next line of code, and here I'm just create is a decompose the time series. So you can see I'm type it's a decomposition. Okay, so is a composition. Decomposition is equal to and type for here is a seasonal decomposition, and in this insert first and type is a data, then apply for is a model. So is a type the model and is equal to type the single quotations inside and type for is a additive. Okay, and also in the next line of code and type for is a decomposition that apply in this plot this function, and now I'm used for the plot dot in this show functions. Okay, that means here I'm create is a original time series is decomposition into trend seasonality and the reusability, and the trend is show the overall direction, the seasonal component capture regular pattern, and the residual represent noise. Okay, so you can see here I'm properly create in this example. Okay, So now I'm just here is properly saving this whole code, and just I am let me run this code now. So just wait here. And as you can see here, is properly print for in this curve. So you can see here, the properly see the result for here. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding in this output now. So just going for, I'm just open for in this curve for here. So just I am remove now. And okay, so just I am disconnect here and then again for just is properly run in this code and open for this curve. Okay. So just wait here and you can see here is perfectly open in this curve. And here I'm creating the decomposition is properly use the strain, seasonality, and the residual. And you can see here is properly see in this the output. Okay. And it is perfectly print for the decomposition for in this time series curve. And it's done. And now I'm just next topic here and create is a ARIMA model for forecasting. It's a powerful tool for forecasting. ARIMA stands for Auto Regressive Integrated Moving Average, and it's used to model time series data to predict future points. Okay, so now let's try. So you can see here, I'm first of all just going in this line and just import for the another package for the from, and then also type the state models dot apply for here as TSA. Then dot its type for it's a ARIMA, then type it's a model, and import for here is properly in this ARIMA. Okay. And now just I am fit an ARIMA model. So you can see here, I'm just going this next line of code. And first of all here I'm type it's a, so in this line, okay. So this line, first time type, so now just not now create here. Okay. So okay, so first of all here I'm type it's a model and is equal to, so first time type it's a ARIMA, then first time type is a data, then also here I'm type it's a order is equal to this inside and first is type is a 5, 1 and 0, and it means is a properly create the ARIMA model. And now just in use for the model underscore use in the speed this equal to type is properly the model and apply for in this speed this function. And now I'm going to make a prediction. So first time type it's a forecast and is equal to type for it's a model underscore feed dot apply is a forecast, and this inside of type is a so first time create this step. Okay, so steps is equal to 10. Okay. And now just create plot the result. So first time type the PLT, then apply the plot. And in this insert first time define the data. And next time type it's a label. So the label is equal to, so here is a create the original. So original data. And next line here I'm creating the PLT dot and type is a plot. And in this insert first time type the data dot use in this index. Okay. So in now create as a decrement is 10, and also here I'm create it's a forecast, then type it's a level. So you can see here I'm type it's properly the label and is equal to create is the simple quotations inside and type for is the forecast. And secondly here I'm also type it's a line style. So I'm type is a line, is a line style for I'm use the line style is the double dash. Okay. So use for is the equal. And next I'm also set for the color. So just I'm properly set the color is a red. Okay. You can see here it's done. And now I am just set for the title. So first enter the PLT dot apply in this title. And first of all, here I'm create it's a ARIMA. Okay. So ARIMA model is a forecast. Okay. This tag is a forecast. And then I'm apply the plt dot apply in this listen this function. Okay, so you can see here the properly create and also create in the show functions. Okay, and now just I'm properly saving this code and just I am taking for press in run icon and just wait, right? So you can see here the properly open for in this the output. So you can see here it say first is the print the red line is the original data and the purpose to perfectly show the output. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding in this simple part and in this part the model is properly using the area model are effective for capturing trends and making short-term forecast. Okay. So I hope you proper understanding this today's tutorial for decomposition and the ARIMA model in Python. Okay. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic for text preprocessing using in Python. It's another step in preparing textual data for analysis in data science. And now let's get started. So first of all, I am introduction to text preprocessing. Okay. So text preprocessing involves cleaning and transforming raw text into a format suitable for analysis. Common steps include removing noise, tokenization, and the normalization. Okay. So first of all, here I'm for the basic text cleaning. So first time import is a package. So import for is a array. And then I'll just create the sample text. So you can send type of text is equal to. So you can see here type is a hello. So first time type the hello world. So the hello world and also type is a welcome. Okay. So welcome to. Okay. So welcome to the world of text pre-processing. Okay. You can see here is a completely and then I'm also going to type it's a let's clean this text. Okay. You can see here is it properly create. And so here I'm not is properly typed create with the pre-processing. So pre. Okay, so first time type is first the capital word is a PROCESS is done with the processing. And here in this next line, I'm just create the remove punctuation and the convert to lower case. So you can same type is a is a cleaned underscore in this text and is equal to type for RE dot use for in this sub this function. And first of all, type for the R and then also type the single quotations and in this inside I'm use the square bracket and then type for in the symbol. Okay, so you can just type this double notch and then use for the slash then W and again this slash for S. Okay. And next time here I'm define is again the single quotations and also here I'm type in this text. Okay. And now just I'm type for it's a perfectly it's a lower this function. And now first of all use in this print function and in this insert first time print the original. So original text first time print. Okay, sorry. Let's properly type this text and then I'm call for in this text this variable. And next time print for here, so you can say use print function and in this inside I'm print for here is the clean text. Okay. And then use for here the properly style in this clean text. Okay. So you can see here in this example, I use the basic text cleaning the simple sentence here. First, we'll all the remove the punctuation using a regular expression and then convert the text to lowercase. Okay. So now just select all and set this code and also going here and press for in this round icons. Okay. So as you can see here is a properly set output. So first you will print the original text and you can see secondly print for is it clean the punctuation and properly see the output. Okay. This is done. And next topic here I'm properly exploring the tokenization and the stop word removal. Okay. So you can see here I'm just import for is another package. So first I'm type the from and then type for is a in, then just time type for okay, so is a NLTK dot apply for here is a tokenize, so tokeni set in, sorry is done is a tokenize, and then import for here is a word underscore is a tokenize. Okay, so tokenize is it done. And next line I'm just again type is a from and then also type for NLTK dot apply here is a purpose and import for here is a stop words. Okay, so done the stop words. And now just use for in the sample mistakes. And now here in this next line I'm create the tokenized text. Okay, so just I am removing this line of code, and you can see first of all I type is the tokens and is equal to type or is a word tokenized. This inside I'm declaring the simple text. Okay. And now I remove the stop word. So you can see first of all I'm type the stop. Okay, so stop underscore is a words and is equal to type or sorry is equal to type or is a set. And this inside, first of all, I'm here is import the stop words dot apply for again in this words. And this inside I'm just type is a properly is a English, and just go in the next line, and here I'm type is a filtered, so FILT, okay, ERED, okay, so filtered in this tokens and is equal to, so you can see first is the square bracket inside and just of the word for word in the token for if, then word dot here is a lower function, okay, sorry is a lower function for not in the step, sorry the stop words. Okay, so that means it's properly is a done, and then I'm used for is a original, so original token. Okay, so just type the original token, and in this instant I'm remove the text, and here I'm properly type this token. And secondly here type it's a clean token, sorry not is a filtered token. Okay, is a filtered for the token. So now I'm just going and just changing and calling for is a filtered token. So is a properly typed. That means is properly creating is a tokenize the text into the word using the NLTK and giving the common stop word like is and in. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding this example. It's properly clear there is free code, and just select all and save this code, and properly just click on in this run icon and just show the output here. Okay. So in this today's tutorial is completely done, and properly I'm working with the text processing. So in the text processing, we involve the several steps for cleaning to tokenization and the stop word removal. This technique helps to preparing textual data for further analysis in data science. Okay. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome back to today's another tutorial topic. So today properly explore here is a sentiment analysis in Python. It's a powerful technique for analyzing the emotional tone in text data. So first of all here introduction to the sentiment analysis. So the sentiment analysis is the natural language processing technique used to determine either a piece of text is positive, negative, or the neutral, and it's widely used in social media for monitoring, customer feedback analysis, and more. Second, the first and further example is sentiment analysis with text BL text block. And you can see here I'm import the text block, import this block. And here I'm first to create the simple text. So first I'm type is a text is equal to, and here I'm typing double quotations inside. First I'm type for here is I love this product. Okay. So I love this product. And then also here I'm type it's a, so it is absolutely okay. So is absolutely fantastic. Okay. So you can see and properly type is absolutely is fantastic. And just I'm going for is the next line of code, and here I'm creating a text block object. So first I'm type is a block and is equal to properly I'm type. You can see the text block, and in this inside I'm declare in this simple text. Okay. And next topic I'm create is a get the sentiment. So you can see first I'm type it's a sentiment in this variable and is equal to, now declare the block dot and type for is a, just calling for is a sentiment. Okay. And next line here I'm just use the print function, and first of all I'm print the original text. Okay. And just calling for this text variable. And next time we'll again use the print function, and just print for here it's a sentiment, and just calling for in this sentiment. Okay. That means is completely create is a simply using this block. And in this example I'm used for is a text block library to perform the sentiment analysis on a single sentence. And the text block is a beginner friendly tool that provides a polarity score between -1 for the negative and the +1 for the positive. Okay. So you can see here is properly saved, and just let me run this code and see the expected output. And you can see here is properly show the output for I love this product. It's absolutely fantastic. It's received a positive sentiment with a polarity score of 85, and it's indicating the strong positively. Okay, so I hope you're understanding. So now this I'm going to second example, and here I'm creating the sentiment analysis with the weather. Okay. So first time import for in the weather this package for the sentiment intensity analyzer. Okay. So in this the next line of code, and here first of all I'm type for is a, you can see here I'm used for the same just I'm first to initialize the weather sentiment analyzer. So you can see this next line of code, first time type is a seed and is equal to type for, you can see the sentiment intensity analyzer. And you can see here in this same this code, and you can see here is apply the negative type of format, this negative format code, and just use for is take the same text, and now I'm just remove for in this one. First of all here I'm type it's a sentiment underscore is a scores and is equal to first time to the seat dot this type is a polarity. Okay. So POLARITY polarity underscore. So in the C we just type the polarity underscore is a scores, and in this inside and properly declare for in this text. Okay. And you can see here is the same this. So first is print the text, and secondly print for here is the sentiment system type for the sentiment score. Okay. So that means is properly creating in the second example, and here I'm using the weather for is a this our dictionary and the estimate reasoner. The sentiment analysis with a particular effect for social media text and the weather provide a for more detailed sentiment score is a breakdown, including the positive, negative, and the neutral aspect. Okay. So I hope you properly understanding in this code, and just you save and properly run and see the output for your console. Okay. So now that's it for the tutorial properly done, and here I'm perfectly create the sentiment analysis in Python. can be easily performed using this library like the text ball and the web. Okay. So I hope you people understanding this tutorial topic. So now just thanks for watching and happy coding. Okay.